It is a Chamber of Night evening in Wilkes-Barre. We are at Memorial Stadium in Wilkes-Barre for a key Wyoming Valley Conference Division II matchup between the Warriors of Wyoming Area and the Grenadiers of GAR. Hi, everyone. Glad you could join us for here on WYLN. I'm Connie Costanzo. Week number 2 wrapping up across northeastern and central Pennsylvania. Joe DeMelfi will join me in the booth. I'll tell you what, Coach, these are two outstanding teams. Last year, both making the playoffs. For Wyoming Area, they've got two solid running backs. Paul Marenka's team, known for running. Kostick and Beck will do that on the artificial turf tonight.
Yeah, and both of them are very hard runners. They like to get the ball up the field. B.J. Stellicone, the quarterback, does an excellent job of running that offense. The offense is based on the run, but they can also do play action. And faking to Beck and Kostick really sets up the play action for their type of offense.
As far as GAR is concerned, of course, they made the playoffs last year, lost in the District 2 AA playoffs. For the Grenadiers coming into this ball game, Marty Burns, they're coming off a real tough loss against Central Columbia. A sophomore by the name of Paul Jefferson has some real big shoes to fill.
Well, he has the shoes of Harold Jackson to fill. He moves on to NC State. Last year, he gained over 2,000 yards in the season for GAR. Tonight's their home opener, and Paul Jefferson's looking in to fill in those shoes of Jackson that he left behind when he went to NC State. And he gained 82 yards and had a touchdown last year. That he's an adequate replacement for Harold Jackson.
And that's saying quite a bit. Harold, one of the best players ever to play at GAR, an outstanding talent, and obviously he's going to North Carolina State, a Division I prospect. These are two outstanding teams. We expect an outstanding matchup. When we come back, we'll have more of the pregame from Wilkes-Barre's Memorial Stadium, GAR, and Wyoming Area, and we're back after this.
Since 1982, Dr. Wise has provided the area with complete dental services, including a full-service denture laboratory for the professional staff. Dr. Wise Denture Laboratory custom fabricates dentures utilizing the latest techniques, state-of-the-art procedures, and most denture repair and relines can be completed the same day. Your dental health and appearance is of the utmost concern to Dr. Wise and his staff. For complete dental care and denture service, visit or call Dr. Wise Dental Service for your complete dental care.
We are sports. We are sports.
For everything in authorized pro and collegiate team logo apparel and gifts.
We are sports.
Northeast Pennsylvania's largest memorabilia and collectibles outlet.
We are sports.
Your authorized apparel and gift center.
We are sports.
Special orders. We can do it.
We are sports.
In the Laurel Mall, Hazleton.
We are sports.
Groceries Plus in Hazleton sells groceries, plus a whole lot more. Groceries Plus has a large selection of groceries, snacks, and deli items to choose from. Groceries Plus offers a daily lunch menu, including soups, sandwiches, and a salad bar. For the health conscious, try our new greaseless frying menu. Have crispy fried food in minutes, without the extra oil and calories. Lunch seating is available, and now you can get your lottery tickets at Groceries Plus, 22nd and North Vine Street, Hazleton. We're open 24 hours, 7 days a week.
Do you ask people to repeat themselves? Is the TV volume so loud that it's annoying to others? These may be signs that you have a hearing loss. It develops so slowly. In fact, you may not notice your problem unless people bring it to your attention. Linda Farley is a professional who specializes in evaluating people with hearing loss from infants to adults. Linda Farley will personally and professionally discuss any hearing problems that you may have, as well as the options available to help you enjoy the sounds of hearing.
The Del Bar professionals with over 40 years' experience accept the challenge to create what you specifically need. Our engineering and blend their talents and experience to meet the challenges which are presented by new applications from industry. Our team not only builds, they create using the latest technology, and our craftsmen know the importance of detail to maintain the quality of our work. We are proud to serve the Hazleton area and the greater Northeast.
My first pre-owned vehicle from Chura has been a wonderful experience. You know, for 42 years, the Chura family has been selling hand-selected quality pre-owned vehicles. I'll make the model's extra clean, fully serviced vehicle. And tourists can give you a warranty up to 3 years with free roadside assistance. If you like dealing with friendly hometown people like I do, see Chura's Auto Sales. You'll be really glad you did.
Up in the Wyoming Valley Conference Division II between host GAR and Wyoming Area, and a key player for Wyoming Area, Chris Towns. And Joe DeMelfi, we talk about Paul Marenka, and of course he was an assistant coach for a long time with Jack Hanses at Dunmore. Jack Hanses noted for running the football with the Bucks, and that's exactly what Paul Marenka wants to do tonight against GAR.
And Chris Towns anchors an offensive line that averages probably about 245. Chris is a player that a lot of Division I schools are looking at. But they have to have their running game go to make their passing, their play action effective. So it'll be important to see what that offensive line does early in the ball game.
Our own Marty Burns had a chance to talk to Coach Marenka about the keys to tonight's contest.
I'm with head coach Paul Marenka of Wyoming Area. Coach, coming in tonight to play GAR, what do you feel are the keys to tonight's game?
Well, I think first of all we have to have ball control. Our offense is geared around controlling the football, running the football, and then having play action after that. I think in order to do that, we have to play great defense. JR is a good, sound football team. They have great skilled people, quick, especially on the rug, and I think that's going to be the key to the game.
Okay, Coach, thank you. Good luck. Now back up to Conio and Joe.
As far as GAR is concerned, Joe DeMelfi, you know, sometimes we forget about special teams, and we were just talking briefly. Early in the season, you think special teams is a key.
I think it's a very much special teams being important all year long, especially early in the season. Many times coaches work on offense, defense, and don't spend a lot of time on special teams. So it's going to be interesting to see what part special teams play in the ball game tonight.
And Wyoming Area blocked the Pocono Mountain punt last year, and this game was on a play in which Wyoming Area blocked the punt as well. Charlie Fick had these comments concerning tonight's ball game.
Thanks, Conio. I'm with GAR head coach Charlie Fick. And, Coach, tonight's your home opener for the 1997 season. What do you think are the keys to tonight's game?
Well, I think, first of all, we are playing at home on the turf. It's, nice facility, and we're used to it a little bit, and we love playing here. Last week we were on the grass, and it sort of hurt us a little bit. I think the key tonight, believe it or not, is going to be special teams. I think both of us are pretty balanced offensively and defensively, but, we have to watch. We can't, as we did last year, get punts blocked or drop punts or have them return kickoffs. And I think that's going to be a big factor in the ball game tonight. Special teams, especially early on in the season, is, without a doubt, over one-third of the game, like everybody professes. It's really over one-third in the beginning of the game, especially with high school kids, because you do concentrate a lot on offense, a lot on defense, and then whenever you have time, you put special teams in. So I know it's going to be a big key tonight.
Okay, Coach, thanks. Good luck tonight. Send it back up to Conio and Joe.
And again, key matchup, GAR thinking it will be very important to have a good game. Teams are concerned. One key player for Wyoming Area, Chris Towns, one of 3 seniors on the offensive line for Paul Marenka's team. When we come back to Wilkes-Barre's Memorial Stadium, the GAR Marching Band will perform for us. We're back after this. Back in Wilkes-Barre at Memorial Stadium for tonight's ball game between Wyoming Area and GAR, and the GAR Marching Band is on the field. Let's go down there and take a listen. Drive for Wyoming area in Exeter, just about a 10-minute ride, so close proximity for these two teams, and it has turned into a nice rivalry between both Wyoming area and the GAR. We are just a few moments away from kickoff, and we are enjoying the sights and sounds of the GAR marching band. Let's go back down to the field and again listen in to the GAR marching band. One, play! Anthem. Want to remind you that tonight's ball game here on WYLN is brought to you by Aunt Sarah's Kitchen at 495 South Main Street in Wilkes-Barre. Proud to be a sponsor of local high school football. For great food, great service, and a cuddly environment, stop in the Aunt Sarah's Kitchen in Wilkes-Barre. Tonight's game is also brought to you by Kelly's Auto Tag Service. Authorized messenger at 1183 Wyoming Avenue in Exeter. Apportioned registrations are on the spot. Title transfers and temporary tags for all vehicles. Call 883-1053. Tonight's game also brought to you by Patty's Sports Bar and Restaurant. Great lunch and early bird specials. Happy hours 4 to 6 daily. Sunday is the place to watch your favorite NFL team on their 11 TVs. Don't forget Monday Night Football with their special stadium menu. Patty's, the place for sports fans and fine food fans alike. We will take a break and have more from Wilkes-Barre's Memorial and GAR kickoff is coming up. But first, these words. Tonight's game on WYLN is brought to you by Hart Medical Center. Dr. Kerrigan and the staff at Hart Medical Center, located at 476 Hazel Street in Wilkes-Barre, are happy to be a sponsor of local high school football.
Why care about the First Amendment? Because it gives all of us the right to express our opinions. Think about it, talk about it, because talking about the First Amendment means talking about freedom. For a free poster on your rights, call 1-800-853-3223.
When you need fuel oil, think of T.J. Walton Home Heating Fuel. Committed to serving the greater Hazleton area, T.J. Walton contracts fuel at a low price. They have computerized automatic deliveries, plumbers on hand for their customers, and budget plans. TJ Walton Fuel serves all residential and commercial properties in the Hazleton area. Your home or business is important to us, so for all your home heating needs, call TJ Walton Home Heating Fuel Oil at 454-9797.
Sharp's Good Housekeeping Center in Hazleton has everything your home needs. At Sharp's, we treat our customers like our family. We have a full line of refrigerators, ranges, washers and dryers, and dishwashers by GE, televisions, VCRs, and big screens by Zenith, and Carrier air conditioners. And of course, our beautiful housewares and gift department. Fast, inexpensive, 6 days a week service has been the best part of our business for 40 years. We have developed a reputation second to none. See where we service. If Sharp's can't fix it, it can't be fixed.
We're proud to be in your community. A great place to shop, a great place to be. We got what you're looking for. Laurel Mall. Plenty of stores, plenty of space. Names that you love, a bright, fun place. We got it all. Laurel Mall. We're part of your life. Laurel Mall.
The Laurel Mall, Route 93 and the Airport Beltway in Hazleton.
Modern, clean, and friendly, that's Freeland SureSave Supermarket with an outstanding deli. Luscious hot foods for takeout, too. Party platters and cakes. An excellent meat department with special cuts, of course. Gold card specials every week. Senior citizen discounts Tuesdays and Wednesdays. Discover our quality fresh seafood, fruits, vegetables, snacks and desserts, and baked goods. Freeland SureSave, Front and Graham Street, Freeland. Open daily 7 to 9, Pennsylvania Lottery, too.
Bookman's Auto Center, we go the extra mile. Napa Parts, all the leading name brand tires, tire balancing, state-of-the-art front-end alignment, all major and minor auto repairs, including complete engine rebuilding and state inspections. Bookman's, all the convenience you expect from your auto service center. Check out these specials.
Tune-up starting at $39.95. Rear brakes starting at $34.95. Front $39.95. Oil changes starting at $18.95.
Bookman's Auto Center, we go the extra mile.
A live picture of Wilkes-Barre's Memorial Stadium. Happy you could join us here on WYLN for high school football. Wyoming Valley Conference Division II showdown between Wyoming Area and GAR. Joe DeMelfi, of course, both of these two programs know a lot about winning both in District 2 championship games last year. Wyoming Area dropping one to a Berwick team, and GAR losing one to Hanover Area in the AA championship.
I think one of the things when you look at this year, they're coming off their openers. GAR in a close one really could have put the game away with about 5 minutes left. Couldn't convert a fourth in about 5 or 6. Gave the ball up and Central Columbia scored to win the ball game. Wyoming Area comes off the game where they did not play well offensively. Coach Maranka and I talked briefly before the ball game, and he was concerned about their offensive play. They really played well in special teams. He felt that was the big difference in last week's game. So both of these teams, there are some variables. Number one, the kicker punter for Wyoming Area, Marianacci, Fred Marianacci, good kid, kicks the ball well. Will it come down to a field goal? This is the type of game where that might happen. He's very, very good from the 30 in.
We saw him practicing maybe about 40 minutes ago, and he was really booming the ball into the end zone from about the 50-yard line. So this guy has got a real good leg. We saw last week a player for Myers, great kicker for Myers, of course. Talk special teams. Special teams have been important in this series. Last year's ball game was decided by a special teams play. Wyoming Area blocks a punt and ends up winning the game. And then last week, Wyoming Area does the same thing. Both of these two teams, ironically, also lost their best player to graduation on both of them running backs. We're talking about Harold Jackson and also Ben Kopka. And you look at both of these two players, and Harold is a big guy as the Wyoming Area Warriors have now come out onto the field. But Ben Kopka, smaller kid, but a very determined young man as a running back.
Yeah, I think if you watch their running styles, Kopka would try to bowl. Jackson also, both of them would try to bowl you open area. Kopka tried to give you a little leg and take it away. Both of them excellent runners. And again, they come from programs where running is emphasized, Conio, and I think that's what we can look for tonight. Running size and then play action off the running game.
Wyoming Area coming into this ball game, as you see, B.J. Stellicone. Last year we did the Myers game here, and you were very impressed with number 8.
He came in to the ball game after an injury to the starting quarterback. We were discussing would they be able to move the football, and B.J. Stellicone did an excellent job that evening getting the Wyoming Area Warriors down the field. I think he has a lot of poise. He's a senior with experience. Always a good thing when you have a senior quarterback with experience.
And there's a look at B.J. Of course, this young man also played in the playoffs, a win against Allentown Central Catholic, and then they lost that ball game to Berwick. Let's go down to the sidelines. Here's Marty Burns.
Thanks, Conio. You may notice that our referee, Frank D'Angelo, is very familiar to those of us that follow local sports. He is a PIAA umpire for Little League Baseball. He's also doing the football tonight, and he does basketball. We remember about a couple weeks ago, the Little League World Series finished up. A couple years ago, Frank D'Angelo went to Williamsport, and he umpired the Little League Championship game. So Frank D'Angelo around officiating job here in the state of Pennsylvania. Back up to Conio and our coach, Joe DeMelfi.
That's right. You know, Frank's everywhere. I mean, you see this guy, he's officiating football.
There, Frank broke into the collegiate campaign and did an excellent job.
Well, we'll come back. We are moments away from kickoff here at Wilkes-Barre's Memorial Stadium, Wyoming Area, and GAR back after this.
This great home equity rate from First of German really stands out from the rest. Our mortgage experts can shed new light on things you never thought you could afford, from a new car and home repairs to vacations and tuition. First of German. Visit us today. Today, many banks have elaborate commercials advertising their home mortgage rates. At First of German, we keep things simple. It might not win us any awards, but in the end, you save money on your mortgage rate. First of German, where yesterday's values meet tomorrow's vision.
Tonight's game on WYLN is brought to you by Hart Medical Center. Dr. Kerrigan and the staff at Hart Medical Center, located at 476 Hazel Street in Wilkes-Barre, are happy to be a sponsor of local high school football.
That's me. 2 years ago as a YFU exchange student, living with the Katofji family and understanding another culture firsthand.
We're looking for students who are mature, well-rounded, and who have a strong sense of where they're going.
Call 1-800-RU-READY for a free brochure from YFU. Johnny Murata wants everyone to play a music. Since 1961, Johnny Murata has put musical magic into families by providing quality musical instruments at the lowest possible prices. Lay away your favorite instrument or musical gift item now while the selection is great and the prices are low. At Johnny Murato's Music, all instruments are taught by professional, qualified, and friendly instructors. Sign up now and remember, Johnny Murata wants everyone to play a musical instrument.
Hazelton's premier collection of discounted furniture can be found here at Mariano's Furniture. Mariano's is just a little different from other furniture stores with specialty furniture at special prices. 50% off Mariano's entire stock. Our fine selection of oak chairs, tables, hutches, and entertainment centers will nicely accent any room in your home. Don't be intimidated by the costs associated with buying furniture. Visit Mariano's Furniture at 1042 North Church Street in Hazelton, where today and everyday furniture is 50% off.
My wife and I like to talk things out. She gives me her views. I give her mine when I come to. Then I take her to Ferdinand's for Ferdy's Early Birdie specials. Monday through Friday, 3 p.m. to 5 p.m. Homemade devil fried chicken fingers, roast pork, roast beef, homemade ravioli, linguine, and spaghetti. All dinners come with dessert, all $5.95, all at Ferdinand's.
A reminder, tonight's game brought to you by Aunt Sarah's Kitchen, 495 South Main Street in Wilkes-Barre. Proud to be a sponsor of local high school football. For great food, great service, and a cleanly environment, stop in to Aunt Sarah's Kitchen in Wilkes-Barre. We are underway with this football. Squib kick is going to be picked up by Jeff Hoover at about the 33-yard line, and Wyoming Area is going to take over at that spot. The Warriors won the kickoff, and they are going to be getting the football for the first time tonight. B.J. Stellicone will lead this offense from the 33. backs in the eye, and they were going to pitch it to Kostick. Jeff Kostick put the ball on the ground. GAR thinks they have it, and they do.
They ran a toss play to the slot. Kostick went to the outside, tried to turn it up, was hit hard. Didn't see who made that tackle, Canio, but the ball was on the ground.
Here's a look at the GAR. Grenadiers are the first big break. Whitaker, Haddo, Lavelle, Hooper, and Davis. Shipkowski and Griffin, the tight end, the split end. Wren, Jefferson, Myers, and DeGraffenried. And Wren is going to put it up on the first play offensively, and that pass held on to by Dave Myers. Here's the defense for Wyoming Area. 5-man line for Paul Maranka's team. Hoover, Kovich, Pacanati, Galecki, and Williamson. The linebackers are Towns and Puglisi, and then they have 4 defensive backs, Stellacone, Aritz, Kostick, and Mashinsky. No gain, second down. And Wren is in all kinds of trouble, loses the football. It's on the turf. There's a flag on the play. It's an incomplete pass. Boy, we had quite a bit going on that play.
Tried to run a fake one side, and the quarterback comes out the other side. The defensive end for Wyoming played it very well, pulled the quarterback up. He tried to step inside and drop the ball. Here's the replay. You see him there stepping inside. Looked like he wanted to throw. Referee called it an incomplete pass. Didn't look like his arm was going forward. The infraction is against GAR. Explaining the option to the Wyoming Area captain.
Well, we have, as you look at Charlie Fick, it's going to be an illegal touching of the football.
What that means is that was an offensive lineman back there, and the ball came down. But if it was an incomplete pass, that was a call. But if it was a fumble, that would have not been called. But the referee called it an incomplete pass.
So it is now a second down and about 23 yards for Lance Wren. Wren is back, looking. He's looking for Griffin across the middle, tipped and almost caught by DeGraffenried.
Excellent job by Musinski. The Wyoming Area safety man came over, got his hand out, knocked the ball down. There you see Wren throwing the ball in the middle of the field. You see Mashinsky come across right here front and knock the ball away, or else it was 6.
There were 2 receivers who he could have thrown that ball to. DeGraffenried was the deeper of the 2. So now a third down and very long for the junior quarterback, who fumbled the football, now picks it up, and it's going to be taken to the turf by Dean Williamson, and it'll bring up a 4th down.
Really a rocky start for both teams, Canio, dropping it on the ground. Wyoming Area fumbled. GAR fumbled the ball. He looked like he never had possession here. He came out from under center. Wren came out from under center. Got the good bounce off the turf. Took it up the field for a couple.
Flags are down as you see the return men. George Beck is back deep along with B.J. Stellacone, and we're going to get the explanation on this penalty. It looks like it's going to be against Wyoming Area.
Five-yarder, but I didn't see the signal by the referee.
There is Charlie Fick in his 18th season as the head coach. Doing the kicking is Paul Jefferson. This is a liner. Fielded at the 10-yard line by Stellacone. Far side of the field, twisted, and will go out of bounds at about the 17-yard line with 10:46 to go here in the first period. So far, as you look at Paul Maranka and B.J. Stellacone, it looks like maybe a little bit of nervousness, but clearly these two teams have not shown their A game so far.
Well, they haven't. They've dropped the ball on the ground, both of them, several times. That punt was the kind of punt you would find that would be returned very quickly. It was a low line drive, and Stellacone brought it back to about the 16-yard line.
Stellacone, the quarterback as well, and they immediately hand it off to George Beck, and Beck off left side. Here's a look at the offense for Wyoming Area. Kovich, Towns, Ondek, Galecki, and Rocco Scalacci. Aritz, Sullivan, and Hoover is the tight end. There's Stellacone. Cross is the fullback. Kostick and Beck will see time at the tailback slot for much of this evening. As a matter of fact, they are going to be the two guys who basically get the football. This is Kostick, left side.
They come out with two tight ends, wing back, and they ran the counter to the left side.
It's a 4-4-3 defense for GAR. Davies and B.J. Shipkowski. The linebackers are Paul Jefferson, Joe Ziegler, Eric Jarnott, and Tom Allen, and then Myers, DeGraff, and Reed and Griffin are the backs. Pickup of about 2 on that play brings up a 3rd down and about 2. Stellacone will keep it, run to the near side of the field, and it's going to be dragged out of bounds, but there are flags on the play.
Looks like maybe a hold inside might have come out with an eye slot right. He faked to the fullback inside, took the ball to the corner himself. Picked up the first, but it looks like it's coming back. Stellacone's tough to find the football if you're on defense with him. But it was an offensive holding call, I believe.
So forget about the 1st down for Wyoming Area. And as it is, it'll be a 3rd down. And the ball is going to be marked at about the 12-yard line. So a 3rd down and about 15. We've got 9:23 to go. No score between both Wyoming Area and GAR.
Interesting call here with the running offense. If you're going to throw the ball many times, it'll be off a play action. Let's see, they come out in a slot right, split end left with an I formation behind the quarterback.
Stellacone will hand it off, a draw to Beck, and Beck is going to pick up maybe yardage back to the line of scrimmage. Jarnott, the senior linebacker, one of those Grenadiers in there on the tackle, 4th down.
Jarnott just sat in the hole, waited for the draw play to materialize, and made the tackle. They have a 4th and about 15. They have to punt it away.
Back deep for GAR, DeGraff and Reed, as well as Dave Myers. Marinacci, a bad snap there. Fred's going to have to run with this. Can he get to the 1st down? Far side of the field, he will do so. Special teams, important early. We talked about this in the opener. Marinacci with a big play there, and that'll be a 1st down.
Center, low snap. Marinacci kept his head, came up like he wanted to punt it. There was a GAR man right here. The outside man was right on top, was not under control, and Marinacci went outside of him, knew where the sticks were, and picked up the 1st down. Heads up play.
B.J. Shipkowski was that player. Couldn't make the play there, so it's a 1st and 10 at the 30 of Wyoming Area. Play action. Stellacone looking for it all, and that's going to be incomplete. I really like that play action, reminiscent of the same type of play action that Boomer Esiason used for so many years with the Cincinnati Bengals.
It's very good for the offense. The problem with play action is, number one, you have to have your running game established, or else they won't respect the run. The defense won't respect the run. They'll just drop back. Secondly, if you're behind in a ball game, many times if you throw off play action, there's really not much faking going on because the defense knows you're trying to play catch-up. So, but Paul Maranka has the run game to go along with his play action.
Two receivers split to the near side of the field, and this time Stellacone will keep it himself. Wonder if that might have been a busted play there, but Stellacone's going to lose 3.
He made the fake inside, wanted to go to the corner. GAR player was sitting right there, and I didn't get a number, but I'll tell you what, let's watch the replay. Here's the fake. Here he goes. Corner, excellent job. 54, John Hooper. Did a great job, was partially blocked, was going to the ground, and still made the tackle.
So again, a 3rd down and long for the Warriors. Under 8 minutes to play, no score in the first. Stellacone's looking at a 3rd and about 15. They try and end around, and Ritz is just hammered back to the ground.
Excellent job by the GAR defense. Charlie Fick always has the Grenadiers playing great defense. This year, no exception. There were 3 or 4 players sitting there looking for that end around, so it's 4th. And again, we have a punt coming up. Here's the replay. There's the fake inside to the tailback. Again, Hooper right there. Good job on the tackle.
DeGraff and Reed and Myers are back deep. There is a look at Hooper, who made that play. Marianacci doing the punting, and this is a better snap. And this is a great kick. Going to go over the head of DeGraff and Reed. It'll take a bounce. It's going to go inside the 20, inside the 15, and that's going to still roll. We'll be back after this.
You say you've looked around, but you can't find a car dealer who's willing to listen to you? And even your friends can't help you find one? Hey, come to Tom BMW. We do things differently. Life's riskiest endeavor is kayaking the Snake River. But for most of us, the greatest risk is buying a used car without a good warranty. Come to Tom Hester Chevrolet BMW. We have the best warranties in town.
Electricity can be extremely dangerous if not handled safely, so play it safe. Hayden Electric has been providing a safe and reliable service to residential, commercial, and industrial communities for over 20 years.
I would like to thank all our customers for making us one of Northeast Pennsylvania's leading electrical contractors for over 20 years.
Go ahead. Challenge us.
A 61-yard kick by Fred Marinacci puts GAR into bad field position. Myers picked up 2 on a 1st down play, so 2nd and 8 for Lance Wren. Lance Wren is in trouble, and Lance Wren is to the ground. Sacked on that play by Andy Kovich.
Good job by the defensive end for Wyoming Area. He got up in Wren's face. Wren really wanted to pull up and throw the ball. He couldn't do that. And then Kovich, the tackle. Number 92 did an excellent job there. Dean Williamson pulling the quarterback up. Let's go back to Marinacci's punt, 61 yards. That really is a big-time special team play.
That is. So now a 3rd and 16 from the 5-yard line. That's DeGraff and Reed who will go in motion, and they're just going to hand it straight up the middle to the fullback. No gain. A 4th down is coming up, and we go down to the sidelines. Here is Marty Burns.
Okay, guys, real quick, we heard Coach Fick in the pregame mention special teams being a key. Before each punt is kicked, they're reminding the players to catch the punt, make sure they don't let it bounce. Well, that 69-yard punt is a result of them not catching it, and the GAR coaches were visibly upset. Back up to you guys.
All right, Marty, he's absolutely right. You have to catch that ball.
Field
Can't
the
let
football.
it bounce.
Right, exactly.
Jefferson is doing the punting. Oh, this is not a good kick. Wyoming Area will be smart not to touch this one at all. And so the Warriors will have tremendous field position at about the 36-yard line. Well, we saw one very good punt. That one was not very good, though.
No, it was not, and the field position has changed dramatically in 2 minutes. Marty's point about fielding, always should try to catch, unless you're inside the 10-yard line as a return man, you should always try to catch the ball Number one, not necessarily to return it. You may fair catch it. But if you let it bounce, especially on a turf, you never know where the ball is going to end up.
So Stella Cohn brings the Warriors out. 1st and 10 from the 37. And he will hand this ball off to David Claus. Claus running off left side. He'll pick up a couple. This is what we did expect to see from Wyoming Area, keeping the ball on the ground.
They're running the left side over Chris Towns. They're much touted offensive tackle. He's a 6'5", about 245, and that's where they begin almost every series.
Well, you're right. They have run off left side several times tonight. When you've got somebody 6'5", 245, not a bad idea to foul number 78. Gain of 5 at the 4-minute mark. Flags down, and this is going to come back. This will be against Wyoming Area.
I think they had movement. Stella Cohn looked like he had trouble finding the handle again on the snap from center.
Frank D'Angelo is our referee.
Play, they picked up 5. They had 2nd and 5, which is a nice situation. That penalty puts them in a 2nd and 10 situation. Now you have to change your play call a little bit, and for a run-oriented football team, that puts you in a little different situation.
Claus and Kostick are in the backfield. And this is Kostick straight up the gut. Might have gotten 2 or 3 yards. Not much there at all. The tackle made by Paul Jefferson.
GAR playing strong defensively, getting to the football. They have a lot of people around the ball. One of the things you like to see on defense is 5 or 6 people around the ball making the tackle.
There is the very successful coach at Wyoming Area, Paul Marenka. 144 wins, 60 losses, 2 ties. 3rd down for his team and 9 as we approach the 3-minute mark. And Stella Cohn will put it up. Fakes the screen, has some running room up the middle. Stella Cohn making a great move, and he's going to be close to a 1st down marker. And I believe he's going to have it.
What he wanted to do was throw the flare ball in the flat, almost like a delayed screen. GAR player was sitting right on the Wyoming Area back. Stella Cohn gives you another facet in that he can run the football. He pulls it down and takes off up the field. He picked up about 10 or 12 yards.
The councilman, Jim Shafford, tells us it's 10.
I say 10 or 12. Generally, he's more specific than I am.
1st and 10 for Wyoming Area. Another give, and this is Beck. George Beck, the junior, picking up 6.
This time, Wyoming Area came off the right side and picked up good yardage. Like I said before, when they get their running game geared up, their offense really starts to click, because then they can do several other things off the run, which is, of course, the play action.
Beck comes out, and Kostick is back in. Claus is in front of him on a 2nd down and 4. Stella Cohn will hand it off to Kostick. Trying to go over left side, and there's not a lot doing there. On the tackle, B.J. Shipkowski.
Ran the counter back to the left side. GAR is pretty quick up the field. I don't know if the counter is the best play to run against them. One of the things that, and I mentioned this last week, one of the things that will stop the counter is penetration quickly, and able to do that.
And Hooper and Haddow have done that from their tackle slot. So Paul Marenka's team, with $1:37 and counting, has got themselves a 3rd down, and let's call it 4. And they will keep it on the ground to Beck. And George Beck has enough to move the change.
Off tackle play, moved it straight ahead, and they picked up about 5 yards, and I believe they have the 1st.
And Frank D'Angelo says they do, so it's a 1st down. Here's a replay.
Just reversed out Stella Cohn, reversed out, gave it to Beck. Beck picked up about 3 yards. In the last 2, he sort of bowled over a GAR defender.
Well, Paul Marenka told us, time of possession, keep the football. He wants to see that, and that's what he's doing on this drive with time of possession. Second man through is George Beck, left side. Not a lot of running room there. Joe Ziegler, one of those Grenadiers in there on the tackle. We're under a minute. No score from Wilkes-Barre's Memorial Stadium between Wyoming Area and GAR, but the visiting Warriors are on the move.
Marianacci's punt turned the field position around. Taken the ball and marched from about the 40 down to the 15-yard line.
Only a gain of 1 on that play, so 2nd and 9, and this possibly the last play of the first quarter. Stellacone will keep it himself, and Stellacone will get tackled by Jarnow. Eric was not fooled on that play.
Eric did an excellent job. Stellacone made the fake, wanted to come outside. Jarnow kept him inside. He turned it up. Jarnow made the tackle.
We're through 1. We'll be back after this.
Hi, this is Jim Boyle, inviting you to join me for Your Town, Hazleton. On this month's program, we'll be talking about FunFest 97, the Greater Hazleton Children's Museum, and the Broad Street Business Exchange. Please join us for Your Town, Hazleton, exclusively on WYLN.
Mita didn't invent the copier, but we perfected it. The new Mita DC8090 is the only copier that staples here and hole punches here, that collates lettering legal. The only copier that collects documents and resets originals automatically, so you don't have to stand around.
Your area Mita dealer, Tri-County Business Machines, 117 East Broad Street in Hazleton.
With Marty Burns and Joe DeMelfi, I'm Connie Costanzo. The Wyoming Area Warriors are on the move. This a time-consuming drive. They've got the ball now inside the 20, and Paul Marenka's team looking to get on the scoreboard first. A rushing attack on this drive. We're looking at play number 8 coming up for the Warriors, their 3rd drive of the evening, but now they're looking at a 3rd down and about 13.
If you're in a running offense, run-oriented offense, you really don't want to see too many 3rd and 13.
Maybe actually closer to 12 here. Stellacone's going to put it up into the air, and that pass is going to be caught far side of the field. Touchdown, David Sullivan.
That was, I'll tell you what, Stellacone almost didn't get the ball there. Sullivan makes the catch, shakes the only defender he has to, and takes it in the end zone. Great play by Sullivan to make the touchdown happen.
So the extra points. Try to make this a 7-0 lead. Marianacci, who helped them out with that deep punt, that 61-yard punt, trying to make it 7-0. And he does. 11:53 to go. Wyoming Area up 7-0.
Remember when you weren't concerned about losing your hair? Dr. Mark Albert of the Medical Hair Transplant Center offers the affordable and virtually pain-free solution to hair loss. This procedure uses the patient's own hair, which is genetically programmed to continually grow, giving you the dense, natural appearance you've been looking for. Dr. Albert has had the procedure himself, so he can answer all your questions in a free consultation. So feel good about yourself again. Call the Medical Hair Transplant Center today at 1-800-424-HAIR.
Over the last 150 years, all kinds of companies that said they'd be there when you needed them didn't stand up to their promises. That's life. Our policy of thoughtful, prudent investing has kept us, well, a pillar of strength for the last 150 years. That's New York Life, the company you keep.
Call George R. Shady, registered representative in Scranton, Wilkes-Barre, and Hazleton.
It took 9 yards, 4 minutes, 44 seconds. That man's team, Paul Maranka's squad, is up 7-0.
And we'll see the replay after the kickoff, Canio, and we're discussing whether the ball was tipped by the defensive end. It looked like it might have been, but Sullivan made a great grab and then put a move on the defensive back for GAR to score.
Mariachi will put this in play. So a little bit of a deeper kickoff that Paul Jefferson is trying to field. There's a fumble on the play, however, they're going to say that he was down, and so GAR catches a break there. Here's a look at that touchdown pass.
They have a fake inside to the fullback. There's B.J. Stellicone faking to the fullback. Here he steps right in the left, right there. You see the GAR player come into view. Sullivan with the knife. Shakes the tackle, takes it in for the score.
So the Grenadiers here now have to respond. The Graffenried will go in motion, and they will hand the ball off to Dave Myers. And Dave Myers is going to pick up maybe 2 yards on that play. Moritz, one of those players, in on the tackle.
Ran an isolation play where the fullback blocks the linebacker and the tailback follows him into the line. Didn't pick much up. Now we have a 2nd and 8 for GAR.
Now 2 receivers to the near sideline. De Graffenried's going to come out along with Myers. Play action. Going to go long for De Graffenried. He's not there. Incomplete.
Good.
Want to remind you that is brought to you by Aunt Sarah's Kitchen at 495 South Main Street in Wilkes-Barre. Proud to be a sponsor of local high school football. For great food, great service, stop into Aunt Sarah's Kitchen in Wilkes-Barre. Another look at that deep throw.
Here's the quarterback for GAR throwing the ball. De Graffenried ran into the defensive back right there. Runs into the defensive back for Wyoming Area, Usinski, and had to pull up, and the ball was overthrown.
So there we go, 3rd and 8 for Rennan Company. Roll to the near side. Pump fake, then throw, and it's off the hands of Jefferson, incomplete. And I'm wondering if Jefferson was the intended receiver, because there were 2 receivers in the pattern who might have been eligible to catch this pass. And one of them was Shipkowski.
They made the fake inside the quarterback, then went to the flat. What you have here on the waggle is you have fullback in the flat, then you have another receiver, and you may have a deep receiver. So he may very well have been throwing to the 2nd receiver there, but the fullback got his hand up, and pass ended up incomplete.
Back deep is Russell Fine, who is back deep for Wyoming Area, and we've got a marker down thrown by one of the deeper officials. Wonder if this is another one of those illegal substitutions, which we have seen so many times this year. And it is.
Called against Wyoming Area.
We saw that several times last night in Shenandoah. Actually saw that several times last week.
Yes, we did.
In the West Scranton-Myers game. So now Charlie Fick's team has a 4th down and 4. Paul Jefferson's going to be back deep. Warriors going after a block, and they almost do kick it. Fair catch by Beck, who's going to let this thing bounce inside the 20 to the 15, and it'll be down to the 16. Reminder, tonight's game here on WYLN is also brought to you by Kelly's Auto Tag Service, authorized messenger at 1183 Wyoming Avenue in Exeter. Apportioned registrations on the spot, title transfers, and for all vehicles. Call 883-10 by Patty's Sports Bar and Restaurant. Great lunch and early bird specials, happy hours 4 to 6. Daily Sunday is the place to watch your favorite NFL team on their 11 TVs. Don't forget Monday Night Football with their special stadium. Patty's, the place for sports fans and fine food fans alike. So the Warriors have the football again. They lead this one 7-0 with 10:43 to go. And again, markers.
Again, Stellicone looked like he had trouble with the snap. Connie on the last punt, again, was an example of not fielding the punt and losing about 20 yards when the ball starts to bounce on the turf.
Charlie Fick said, have to have solid special teams.
Coach Maranka talking to Stellicone. I think he's a little upset about something might be with the snap count, because that's the second or third time we've had some movement, and then the ball was on the ground with the center snap to the quarterback. So I think he's trying to, Coach Maranka reinforcing his thoughts to Stellicone.
Oh, there was miscommunication there, as that pass was intended for Rich Mashinsky. Someone made an error there.
Mashinsky ran a go pattern. Stellicone threw a quick out. Incomplete. We're looking at a second down and about 15 for the Wyoming Area Warriors.
Warriors lead this ball game 7-0. Stellicone, back-to-back passes for Wyoming Area, overthrows his intended receiver, David Sullivan. So now a third down, and here's that throw.
Well, that's the same play they scored on, basically. Quick to a ball to Sullivan. They again tried to get the ball to Sullivan, let him put a move on the defensive back. That time the ball was thrown high. Sullivan couldn't handle it.
So now, a third and very long for a Wyoming Area team that relies so heavily on their ground attack. 15 yards they'll need to move the sticks. And Stellicone just going to hand this ball off, and not much running there. John Davies will be in on the punting time for the Warriors.
Wyoming Area split, took the wide receiver, split him way out. They try to hit something quick in the middle of the line. Didn't really materialize, didn't have anywhere to go. So they will now, Wyoming Area will punt it away to GAR. GAR should end up with pretty good field position.
Les Marinacci punts another 61-yarder, which is what he did to give more field position just a few minutes ago. This is a very high punt, but it is short. It'll take a roll and go out of bounds at about the 40-yard line. So the Grenadiers indeed will have good field position when we come back.
When you're injured and you need a lawyer, ask them if they represent insurance companies. We don't. Ask if they're on retainer with a large corporation. We're not. And ask if they'll represent hospitals. We won't. You see, people are our only concern and our only clients. So call us. There's no obligation. We're Cephalo and Associates, the people's law firm, and we like it that way.
Time. You never seem to have enough of it. Gotta go here, gotta be there. So when do you have time to bank? Midnight? Sunday morning? At Mellon,
Thank you for calling.
we offer 24-hour telephone banking services. Lots of ATMs, full-service offices, plus Insulaco supermarket offices open 7 days a week. Sound convenient? Call 1-800-MELLON-24 and find out how you can bank where you want, when you want. Mellon Bank.
Here's GAR's first play.
They ran a toss into short side with motion. Picked up no yardage. Wyoming Area did a nice job there on defense.
Back to live action, and GAR has to call a timeout. I don't think Rich Griffin was on the field. Of course, he's got to be on the field. Down 7-0 is GAR.
Don't go back to school until you've been to Quint's Army and Navy in downtown Scranton. Quint's has the coolest prices in town on everything in the store. Levi's jeans just $24.95. JanSport backpacks only $19.95. And Levi's 550 shorts only $23.95. And as always, save on Quint's huge inventory. Military BDUs, camping supplies, and more. So don't get your back-to-school stuff anywhere else but Quint's, or you'll probably pay too much. Quint's Army and Navy in downtown Scranton.
Tonight's game on WYLN is brought to you by Dr. Kerrigan and the staff at Hart Medical Center, located at 476 Hazel Street in Wilkes-Barre, are happy to be a sponsor of local high school football.
For 35 years, Peace Corps volunteers around the world have been helping people help themselves. Peace Corps, for 35 years, changing America and changing the world.
We are back. Charlie Fick, the veteran mentor of the Grenadiers, looks on. His team needed to take a timeout. Second down and about 11 for Lance Wren. DeGraff and Reed is in motion, and this is a run by Wren. And Lance is going to pick up about 6 there.
They lined up with the formation into the short side. They ran motion into the short side. Then they ran a speed option. Speed option is the quarterback and the tailback coming down the line of scrimmage. Wren turned it up and picked up about 5 yards. Here's the play. Picked up 5 or 6 yards. So they're going to have a third and about 4 from the 34-yard line.
For the Warriors at the 9-minute mark. Pitch, no, Wren is going to keep it. He loses the football. It's picked up by a lineman, John Hooper. Regardless, it'll be a first down for GAR.
Trying to see that play. We just saw it the other way, the play before. Yes. The speed option again to the right. Wren turned it up the field very quickly. Wyoming Area had some people outside on the pitch man, but the quarterback heads up, picked up the football. GAR has the ball on the 18-yard line.
And Hooper opts for a few more yards. Now the ball is at the 18 of Wyoming Area. Myers, not much there at all. Tackled on that play by Chris Towns.
Paul Maranka told me they were using Towns at linebacker. He didn't know if that was his best position, but he felt that the Warriors needed some help inside on defense. Towns looked like a linebacker. Very quickly got to the ball and made a very sure tackle.
And Myers picks up nothing. 2nd and 10. Wren wants to throw, now will run. He has the 15, he has the 14. Lance Wren, we are seeing him do some running primarily on this drive.
Wren and Stellicone, the quarterback for Wyoming Area. And Wren is definitely using that running ability to move GAR off the field. He sprinted right, wanted to throw the ball, nothing there, tucks it and turns up the field and picks up several yards.
So now a 3rd and 6 for Charlie Fick's team. Jefferson, the man in motion. Wren will keep it. Try to go to the Wyoming Area, snuffs that play out. And again, it's Chris Towns making the play from his linebacker slot.
They went motion to the left side. GAR, then Wren ran that option. Same option play that he has gained some yardage on. Tried to turn it up quickly, but Towns from the middle linebacker spot for Wyoming Area got to the ball and the quarterback. So we're going to have a 4th and about 4.
And GAR is going to go for it. Grenadiers trail 7-0 in the 2nd. Wren, option right. Wren will keep it. Wren cutting up to the 5. Wren is down at the 1. First down and goal to go for the Grenadiers.
Same play, option play. Quarterback going to his right. There's a tailback behind him. The Wyoming Area defender, watch this, runs quickly to the outside, both of them. Good block by one of the GAR linemen also. Wren turns it up the field to the 1-yard line.
That ball is marked at the 1. You see inside the 2. Wren, touchdown GAR. They give it to Myers, who fumbled on the first play of scrimmage for the Grenadiers. He made the extra point will tie it up.
This turn, Wren reversed out, gave the ball to the tailback, took it off tackle, put it in the end zone. So we have a 7-6 ball game, and GAR moved the ball from the 40 into the end zone, primarily on Wren's running on the option play.
6:15 left. We thought this would be a tight ball game, and now whistles and GAR has to take a timeout. before the extra point. They've taken 2 timeouts on this series alone. They only have 1 left. Here's a look at that run by Myers.
Again, the Wren will reverse out. They're running a full house backfield, a power I look. 2 backs in front of Myers, and Myers takes it into the end zone.
By the way, we want to remind you that tonight's ball game here on brought to you by Kelly's Auto Tag Service, Authorized Messenger, 1183 Wyoming Avenue in Exeter. Apportioned registrations on the spot, title transfers, and temporary tags for all vehicles. Call 883-3. Tonight's game is also brought to you by Patty's Sports Bar and Restaurant. Great lunch and early bird specials. Happy hours 4 to 6. Daily Sunday is the place to watch your favorite NFL team on their 11 TVs. Don't forget Monday Night Football with their special stadium menu. Patty's, the place for sports fans and fine food fans alike. Well, GAR looks like they're going to go for 2. Lance Wren tries to keep it there, and Wyoming Area is there to snuff that play out. Great tackle there that time by Aritz. 7-6, and we're back.
Smart business means staying ahead of the competition, and an efficient computer system is the best way to accomplish this goal. At TR Associates, we feature fully warranted, state-of-the-art computer hardware. And as you grow, we'll be there to upgrade and service your system. TR provides custom installation, software, maintenance, free consultation, plus endless networking capabilities. To rise above the competition, look to TR Associates, your one clear choice for computers.
So you're looking for a friendly, knowledgeable, dependable... Look no further. You've discovered Village Motors Used Car and Auto Repair Center. See Ron Minnick at Village Motors for all of your auto repair needs, including state inspections, front-end alignments, tune-ups, and general auto repairs. Plus, check out our fully reconditioned quality pre-owned cars. Dependable, friendly, knowledgeable. See Ron at Village Motors. See Ron first. Route 309 South, Hazel Village, between Hazleton and McAdoo.
We are back. GAR trails this ball game 7-6. The kickoff returned by Jeff Kostick to about the 36-yard line, and another look at Myers' touchdown run.
Again, he runs out of a power I situation. 2 backs in front of Myers, and he just takes it into the end zone. There's a look at Myers, 5'9", 155 is a junior.
How do you like those socks?
Yes. Very stylish.
You have a pair like that.
I don't know if I still have them or not.
Okay, all right. Well, Charlie Fick cannot be happy with the fact that his team is down 7-6. They took a timeout before the extra point and did not get the extra point to go. Pitch near side to Beck. George Beck breaking tackles. George Beck is into GAR territory at the 41.
Last year against Myers when we had them, Beck had a couple of big runs, if I remember right. Have the running game going. You run the toss outside. You get a back like Kostick or Beck. They can break it at any time, and he almost broke it there. 22-yard gain into GAR territory. Under 6 minutes to go in the first half. And what a half it has been from Wilkes-Barre's Memorial Stadium. Stellacone will give this one to Beck. This time, GAR smothers this play from the get-go. And there are all kinds of Grenadiers on top of that play. John Davies, a look at John. He was one of the players in on that tackle. Along with Joe Ziegler, who was up the field right now. They tried to run. They were, Wyoming Area was eye right. They ran an off-tackle play to the left, tailback following the fullback. Ziegler was up the field along with a host of GAR people. People might wonder about the two-point conversion. We were talking before the game. GAR really had a tough time kicking the extra point.
Yes,
I think that's why they went for the 2.
They're down by kicking under 5 minutes. 2nd and 12. Stellacone has There's a man in the flat, is going to run with the football, and Haddow will bring him to the ground. I think Stellacone saw the hole first and decided to run, and may have had a receiver there.
He made they call it a waggle, came out to the flat. The GAR player that was outside dropped to the flat quickly. Stellacone thought he had some room, so he tried to run it up the field, and that hole closed quickly, so he's going to have 3rd and 12.
There is a look at Chet Haddow, and a timeout's going to be called by Wyoming Area. 4:22 left, 7-6. Our score, the Warriors with the lead. And another reminder that tonight's ball game here on WYLN brought to you by Kelly's Auto Tag Service. Authorized messenger, 1183 Wyoming Avenue in Exeter. Apportioned registrations on the spot. Title transfers and temporary tags for all vehicles. Call 883-1053. And by Hattie's Sports Bar and Restaurant. Great lunch and early bird specials. Happy hours 4 to 6 daily. Sunday TVs. Don't forget Monday Night Football with their special stadium menu. Patty's, the place for sports fans and fine food fans alike. Well, fine football fans are enjoying a classic matchup between two teams who have had a lot of the past few years, and both teams always in the playoffs, and right now a very tight ball game. We expected a score like this one.
And we knew this would be a big ball game in the conference race also, Conio.
Stellacone lost about a half yard. So a 3rd down and 12. And he will put it up in the air and fire it, and it's going to be dropped.
Wyoming Area came out with 2 tight ends, 2 wide receivers, and a single setback. Stellacone short drop. They released the tight end to that side down the field and then tried to hit Sullivan on a quick ball. And they've been successful with that. They scored the touchdown on it. Sullivan could not handle the football. Looked like he wanted to take off before he had to catch. And the ball's on the ground, so they have 4th down. They're going to have to punt it away.
Marianacci will put it in the play. Myers and the Graffenried are both back deep. Oh, and it's a fake kick, and they're going to give this ball off to Jeff Kostick. Kostick, however, is going to be about a yard of the 1st down, I believe. Let's see where they mark it.
I think where he's spotting it, he's going to be about a yard short. Good place for a fake. They're in inside GAR's territory.
Wyoming cannot like this spot. Here's the fake again.
Well, if you look at where he went down, I think it was a pretty fair spot by the official.
I think so, too.
Looked like he's probably short by half a foot. If,
let's see. GAR football.
You say football's a game of inches, half foot, whatever the case might be, but it's short. Again, good place for a fake inside GAR territory. And really, if you punted the ball in the end zone, you'd have it at the 20, so you're really not losing a lot of yardage. Wyoming Area isn't giving up a lot of yardage.
Charlie Fick's team now with the ball at the 31. Wren. Ooh, first man through is Myers, and he goes down real hard. Chris Towns brings him to the turf immediately.
Paul Marenka, again, I go back to our conversation before the ball game about Towns the linebacker may not be his position. That's a pretty good hit right there. He found the football quickly, got up the field and made the tackle. He's 6'4", 245.
He can play anywhere he wants if he's going to hit players like that. Loss of a yard. Wren will try to give it off to Myers. Dave Myers, flags fly, and Myers is going to get maybe a yard on that play after all that, and we do have flags on the play, 2 of them as a matter of fact.
Probably a hold, I would think, on one of the GAR players.
Just go to Nelson. Where?
Frank D'Angelo is discussing this penalty with Chris Towns.
They take the play. They'll have third and about 14 or 15. They take the penalty. They'll have second and forever, it looks like. Second and about 20. Second and 30, maybe.
Second and forever is right. But it's an extra down for GAR. Second and about 25 yards for the Grenadiers. Wren's back. Wren's gonna go deep. Oh, incomplete. Isaiah Walker.
Good throw by Wren. Excellent throw. He got the ball up. Walker had it in his hands, just couldn't hold on to it. Here's the replay. There you see Wren throwing the ball. Walker splits two defenders right here. Ball coming down. Thought he had the ball there. Just great throw by the quarterback. I might throw it a little bit more if I were Charlie Fick with the quarterback with that arm.
And he's got some speed to complement that as well. So here we go. Grenadiers now have got themselves a third down and 25. And they are going to hand the ball off to Myers, who is immediately smothered. Pacchioni on the tackle.
Looked like a draw and really didn't have any place to go. You know, the other point is, I guess that's easy for me to say standing up here. They might throw the ball a little more rather than being on the sideline. I've been away from that for a year, and I guess I forgot.
Timeout on the field by Wyoming Area. We've got 3:01 left. It's a 1-point lead for Wyoming Area.
Gateway Ford in Mercury is celebrating their 25th anniversary this month. Don't expect to find big tents or free hot dogs and popcorn. Paul Thomas and the folks at Gateway know that one of the reasons they've been so successful for because they sell new Ford and Mercuries for less than their competition. Gateway keeps their overhead low and passes the savings on to you. Gateway wants you to be part of the celebration and become a member of Gateway's Happy Owners Club.
Tyrone's Market, Hazleton, famous for quality fresh-cut meats. Our skilled butchers have top-of-the-line beef, pork, veal, lamb, sausage, ham, and chicken. Cut it any way you want it. Just say the word. Grind, roll, fillet, stuff, tie, debone, trim, slice, thin, thick, cube, chop, or put it on a stick. Tyrone's, we do it all with a smile. We're your complete family-owned supermarket specializing in quality fresh-cut meats. 819 Alter Street, Hazleton.
After the timeout, GAR now punting, and in his end zone is Paul Jefferson, who's going to have to punt this ball to George Beck, who's standing at the 41. Jefferson, ooh, not a good one. Going to take a bounce, though, and that'll roll a little bit here on this artificial turf. And it's going to go out of bounds, and let's see where it's going to be at. It's going to be at the 41-yard line. So the Warriors with 2 minutes and 54 seconds, but with only one timeout remaining, have a chance to expand on a 7-6 lead.
Punt looked like it was being ready to be blocked, and Jefferson just got the ball away.
Reminder, next week, couple of teams who are looking to pick up their first win of the season. Dunmore and Scranton Prep. Big 11 matchup from Lackawanna County Stadium live Friday night at 7 here on WYLN. Stellacone, deep drop. They're going to try a pass to Kostick. Jeff Kostick is still on his feet, and after all that, Jeff picks up 4 yards.
And they ran a screen pass back to the right to Kostick. Nice block out there by number 75 for Wyoming Area. Ondick, who did a nice job, went out. Kostick then broke it back inside and picked up about 5 yards. And have a 2nd and 5. There's the replay. You see the block by Ondick. Kostick breaking it back inside.
2:16 and counting. 2nd and 5. Again, another throw, and this is going to be wide and incomplete. Mashinsky was the intended receiver. That will stop the clock now with 2:11 to go. And a reminder, after you watch that Dunmore Scranton Prep game on Friday night, Well, we've got another one for you coming up on the 13th. Good matchup between the Queensmen and the Vikings. That's Saturday afternoon at 1:30. The Joe and Connie O Roadshow will be busy again next week as we will be in Moosic and Hazelton.
Last week, my Joe and Connie O Roadshow was all about. What was I getting myself into?
When I find out, I'll let you know, too. 3rd and 5. And they keep the ball on the ground to Kostick. And Jeff Kostick will have enough to move the markers. That's a pickup of about 8.
They ran the counter back to the tight end. Kostick looked like he was stopped. Here's the replay. Fakes to the fullback there. Gives it back to Kostick going off right tackle. He's able to find some room to pick up the first down.
Ball now marked at the 26. You see the time remaining in the first half. B.J. Stellicone will throw it. Looking to go deep. For Ritz, incomplete, and a flag down. 3 of them, as a matter of fact.
I think they're going to call that on Ritz, who really just threw the GAR defender down to the ground. Let's take a look and see what happens here.
Yep.
Offensive pass interference.
GAR fans don't like it, but here's the replay.
Right here, right there is Ritz grabbing the defender around the neck and throwing him to the ground. I think what he has his arms out to the official. He's saying that he interfered with me, but Ritz initiated the contact and threw the defender down, so it was against Wyoming Area.
That is also a loss of down on that play. Frank D'Angelo telling us that. So now it's 3rd down and very long for Wyoming Area. Stellicone put it up in the air. Sullivan incomplete. Fourth down now. Well, the down marker says 3.
The scoreboard says 3 also, I believe.
And D'Angelo, I believe, is also indicating 3rd down. But there was a down there on that play, and I could have sworn that this should be 3rd down. Stellicone will throw it. Sullivan will catch it. He's still on his feet. David Sullivan eventually gets dragged down. 3-yard pickup.
They went back to Sullivan one-on-one with the GAR defender. Tried to break him loose. He just couldn't do it. Looked like he was going to shake the first tackle. Then the second man for GAR came up and made the tackle. So it's 4th down and about 20 for the first down, with a minute 12 left, minute 11 left in the first half.
Do you go for it here, or do you punt it away?
Oh, I think you go for it. In fact, I think what you need to do here is you want to get the first down. There's plenty of time. There's a minute left, so you look for somebody to hit that marker right at the 15-yard line. Try to get them the ball.
Here we go. 4th down and very long. Stellicone gonna go deep for Mashinsky. Incomplete.
He had the right pattern. He had the defender inside. He turned outside. The ball was thrown outside. Just couldn't make the catch. It was thrown a little bit wide.
Marty Burns with a report on the sideline. Marty.
Guys, Dave Myers is going back into the game, but he was sitting on the sideline during that defensive stand for GAR. He said he was numb all over, but he's all right, and he's re-entering the game. I talked to the team doctor. He said he's all right. Back to coach.
Okay, Marty, they certainly need Dave Myers, guy who goes both ways, and they will need him to be at full strength this evening. Lance Wren. He wants it all. Has a man. This pass is caught. Out of bounds. Rich Griffin tiptoeing inside the 30 at the 28.
Nice throw by Wren. He put it right on the sideline. Excellent catch. by Rich Griffin. He had 1 foot in. Here you go. Makes the catch. The official's right there. So they move the chains. They have a chance with 38 seconds to get some points on the board here.
Now the ball inside Wyoming area territory. 38 seconds left, and only 1 timeout for GAR. It's a reverse. De Graffenried looking for a block. He can't get it, and he's tackled inbounds.
Excellent job by
Jeff
number
Hoover.
86. Jeff Hoover for Wyoming area. De Graffenried stopped there. He looked like he wasn't quite sure what direction to go, left or right, and Hoover makes a good tackle.
Clock is ticking now, and GAR not electing to take a timeout here.
They have 1 left.
Wren, 7 seconds left. We'll put it up. Flag is down. He'll go to the corner of the end zone with no time left, but there is a flag on the play.
I think you're going to call a hold on the offensive back for GAR on the block. Looked like he tackled the Wyoming.
Yep. Chop block.
Chop block.
Illegal block is prevented. Penalty is declined. At the end of the
And
first,
so, both teams go into the locker room, and the Warriors of Wyoming area put 7 on the board first. The Grenadiers responded, but missed their 2-point attempt to get an 8-7 lead, and as it is, the Wyoming area Warriors have the lead right now. Our score, 7-6, and we have seen the kind of ball game that we expected. Tight throughout, and the Warriors with the lead. Marty Burns on the sideline. Marty.
I'm here with head coach Paul Marenka for Wyoming area. Coach, hard-fought first half. You're up 7-6. What adjustments do you have going into halftime?
Well, we're making too many mistakes in our pass coverage, and we're not tackling very well. We're hurting ourselves with errors. JR is a good football team. You can't make errors against a good football team.
Okay, thanks, Coach. Good luck in the second half. Back up to Conio and Coach.
Marty Burns, thank you. We have completed 1 half of football from Wilkes-Barre's Memorial Stadium. Our score, Wyoming area 7, GAR 6.
Some people choose Damon's Clubhouse for our award-winning barbecued ribs. Others like our steaks, chicken, seafood, prime rib, and of course, Damon's famous onion loaf. But everyone agrees, when it comes to hard-hitting, action-packed sports entertainment, Damon's Clubhouse is the next best thing to being there.
Damon's Clubhouse at the airport exit 49A off Interstate 81.
Tonight's game on WYLN is brought to you by Hart Medical Center. Dr. Kerrigan and the staff at Hart Medical Center, located at 476 Hazel Street in Wilkes-Barre, are happy to be a sponsor of local high school football.
Oh, we're definitely helping to clean up the environment. I can't believe I get paid for this.
Is your garage full? Get a shed. Enhance your outdoor living area with wood furniture or a gazebo. Stop by Radsnell's Outdoor Specialties. We offer the largest selection of high-quality sheds, gazebos, and outdoor furniture in the area. We give our personal service to assure that all your purchases are perfect. For your convenience, come visit Radsnell's Outdoor Specialties, now at 2 locations on Route 309 across from Holiday Inn in Hazleton and on Route 315 north of Pocono Downs.
Picture this, summer day, blue skies, a pulling some bait in the old fishing hole. You don't even need a license for a fishing hole. 2 miles east of Blakesley Corners and Pocono Lake. Choose your fishing method, catch and keep, catch and release. We'll explain it all when you arrive. It's affordable, it's fun, there's trout, bass, salmon, catfish, and a good time for everyone. We're open every day, 8 to 8. The fishing hole, 2 miles east of Blakesley Corners and Pocono Lake. Come on in, the fishing's great. Federal Savings has provided quality loan services for over 60 years. Buying, building, or refinancing? First Federal offers a variety of mortgage products with attractive rates and terms. Home equity loans build up in your home for remodeling, debt consolidation, college tuition, or that much-needed vacation. Need an auto loan? First Federal can help you get the loan you need for that new or used vehicle you want. First Federal Savings. Old values, new ideas. Serving Greater Hazleton, Bloomsburg, Lehighton, and all of Schuylkill County.
A reminder, tonight's ball game on WYLN is brought to you by Kelly's Auto Tag Service, authorized messenger at 1183 Wyoming Avenue in Exeter. Apportioned registrations on the spot, title transfers, and temporary tags for all vehicles. Call 883-1053. Tonight's game is also brought to you by Patty's Sports Bar and Restaurant. Great lunch and early bird specials, happy hours 4 to 6. Daily. Sunday is the place to watch your favorite NFL team on their 11 TVs. Don't forget Monday Night Football with their special stadium menu. Patty's, the place for sports fans and fine food fans alike. We are at intermission, and right now the visitors from Exeter, Wyoming area have themselves a 7-6 lead. And speaking of the Warriors, their marching band is go down to the field and take a listen. Shot of Wilkes-Barre's Memorial Stadium. Wyoming Area GAR at halftime. Glad you could join us here on WYLN 35 with the award-winning WYLN sports team. Let's go back down to the field and listen to the Wyoming Area Marching Band. A tremendous job by the Wyoming Area Marching Band, performing at halftime and entertaining the fans who have ventured to Wilkes-Barre for this Wyoming Valley Conference Division II matchup. Tight throughout. Back down to the field to listen in to the Warriors Marching Band. And a reminder, we are live at Wilkes-Barre's Memorial Stadium at halftime between the Warriors and the Grenadiers, and we are listening in on the fine performance from the Wyoming Area Marching Band. Let's go back down to the field for another performance from the Warriors Marching Band. Like any marching band that's going to play the Beatles. We're at halftime, a 7-6 lead for the Warriors, back with a second half kickoff and more right after this. Tonight's game on WYLN is brought to you by Hart Medical Center. Dr. Kerrigan and the staff at Hart Medical Center, located at 476 Hazel Street in Wilkes-Barre, are happy to be a sponsor of local high school football.
That's me. 2 years ago as a YFU exchange student, living with the Katofji family and understanding another culture firsthand.
We're looking for students who are mature, well-rounded, and who have a strong sense of where they're going.
Call 1-800-ARE-YOU-READY for a free brochure from YFU. March right in. It's at Jimmy's Quick Lunch in Hazleton. Morning smiles and Jimmy's fresh brewed coffee all around. Farm fresh eggs any way you like them. Scrambled over easy in an omelet. Sizzling crisp bacon, juicy ham, sausage, home fries. At Jimmy's, we've done to breakfast what we did to the hot dog. We made it an art form. Jimmy's Quick Lunch. Breakfast was never like this. HS Beauty Car Salon, 137 East Chestnut Street in Hazleton, is the area's ultimate auto salon. Beauty Car Salon is the area's #1 choice for quality service and customer satisfaction, offering complete detailing services, including engine cleaning, fender well undercoating, wheel cleaning, complete exterior buffing, interior shampooing, leather and vinyl dressing, and don't forget HS Beauty Car Salon will hand wash and dry your auto for just $8. HS Beauty Car Salon, 137 East Chestnut Street, the ultimate auto salon.
This is Cunningham Builders. Area builders, contractors, and do-it-yourselfers for 44 years. Our personalized service, product knowledge, huge inventory, and friendly attitude bring folks back again and again. We carry everything from quality lumber to the nuts and bolts of the job. Instant credit, too, to qualified buyers. And all prices include delivery. Cunningham Builders and Supply Company, Route 93, between I-80 and 81 in the Cunningham Valley.
A1 Supermarket, full service, contemporary, convenient, with all the friendliness of hometown owners and personal service. A1's famous meat department is phenomenal. Its reputation was built on quality. And the deli, another hallmark of freshness, quality, and service. A1 Supermarket, 447 South Poplar Street, Hazleton Heights. The modern supermarket with old-fashioned quality. There's never a limit at A1.
Since 1982, Dr. Wise has provided the area with including a full-service denture laboratory for the professional staff. Dr. Wise Denture Laboratory custom fabricates dentures utilizing the latest techniques, state-of-the-art procedures, and most denture repair and relines can be completed the same day. Your dental health and appearance is of the utmost concern to Dr. Wise and his staff. For complete dental care and denture service, visit or call Dr. Wise Dental Service for your complete dental care.
Well, the Grenadiers, offensively, Joe DeMelfi, not running the ball well on the ground.
Now we look at halftime stats. Wyoming Area has 5 first downs, GAR 2. Rushing yards, Wyoming Area 79 yards, GAR 28. Passing yards, 28 yards for Wyoming Area, 35 for GAR. 107 total yards for Wyoming Area, 63 for GAR. So neither team really producing a lot of offense. 6 penalties, 47 yards. Wyoming Area 2 for 30 yards for GAR. Time of possession, 13:21 to 10:39. Not a lot of difference there. So fairly even, really. The stats, total offense, 107 to 63. There's a 40-some yard difference there. But as I said, neither team really producing a first half.
Charlie Fick's team is down by 1 point, and Charlie Fick is right next to Marty Burns. Marty.
Coach, hard-hitting first half where you're trailing 7-6. What adjustments did you make coming into the second half?
Well, again, we're trying to adjust to their strong defense. They're slanting and stunting. We've made a couple adjustments halftime. I can't tell you exactly what they are now, but we have a couple things up our sleeve, and we hope that our team keeps playing well defensively, because I'm satisfied with the defense. I know we're down by 7, but field position hurt us a little bit.
Okay, well, Coach, good luck in the second half. Thanks a lot. Back up to Conio and Coach.
Okay, Marty, thank you. Well, we have seen a lot of GAR games through the years, and the one thing that he will bring into a football game is a little bit of razzle-dazzle, and maybe that's some of the things that he's talking about as far as some of the changes that he wants to have for the second half. Maybe we'll see a couple trick plays. Paul Marenka, I'm certain that we know he's the type of coach, you don't see a lot of flea flickers from Paul.
One of the things I think with the halftime adjustments, you can use trick plays. Normally, you get a big gainer out of a trick play or maybe even a touchdown. But you have to look at certain things that teams are doing defensively and try to make adjustments that will help you throughout the second half on a consistent basis, not just a trick play. I can see the quarterback for GAR, Lance Wren, sprinting one way and trying to throw back the second half because now the secondary is really moving with him. So we can see him sprinting maybe to his right, pull up quickly and try to throw back deep post, something like that. Be interesting to see what you believe, and it'll also be interesting to see what Wyoming Area will do defensively differently if they'll do anything.
Lance Wren in the first half, only 1 for 7. Deep pass late in the first half. So Lance is going to have to improve on those numbers if GAR is going to get the lead.
Yeah, one of the things they need to do is throw the ball underneath in a 10 to 15 yard range. They're trying to throw the ball 30 to 40 or 50 yards down the field whenever they throw. I'm sure they have some receivers underneath, but Lance Wren right now is not looking for those underneath receivers. He's throwing it downtown.
Stellacone, meanwhile, the starting quarterback for Wyoming Area, is only 3 for 10. So this has not been an outstanding performance by both quarterbacks.
Well, and defensive both quarterbacks, I don't know whether either team's a passing team. Really, they're run-oriented football teams that throw off of play action. So I don't know that we can expect to see 7 for 7 or 7 for 10, something along those lines. I think what both of these offenses expect from their quarterbacks is to handle the football well, don't drop it on the ground, complete the 10 to 15 yard pass when opportunity. Again, we'll see if they can do that in the second half.
Marinacci will put it into play for Wyoming Area. And back deep for GAR, Myers. Dave Myers is back deep.
Number 12, Marinacci to kick off.
As well as Isaiah Walker. And this second half is underway, and this is going to be a low. Myers will field at about the 15. Now he'll run to the far side of the field, almost get away, but he's going to be tripped up at about the 20.
He reversed his field, started left, then went back to his right. Looked like he might find a crease there, but he was brought down by the Wyoming area defender. So they'll start their offense about the 20-yard line.
Beautiful night here in Wilkes-Barre for high school football, week number 2. A look at the very optimistic Paul Marenka.
Wherever Paul has gone in his coaching career, he's done extremely well.
He is in his 20th year at Wyoming area. GAR will keep the ball on the ground, and that's going to be Myers, and Dave will not pick up a lot. Last week, picking up 62 yards rushing. Not much there as Puglisi brought him to the...
Myers, second man through. A lot of penetration by Wyoming area, and Myers really didn't have anywhere to go. So we're going to have a second and about 11 for GAR.
A lot of second and longs for both of these teams. Neither team has had a lot of success on first down. Real deep drop by Wren. He will fire it out to Jefferson. And Paul is going to maybe get back to the line of scrimmage. Stellicone among the Warriors who were there to make the tackle. So a third and long now for GAR.
He faked to Jefferson going left. Then Jefferson went into the flat. He dropped the ball to him. But Wren had so much depth, the play had no chance to be a good gainer at all. In fact, it was no yards on the completion, so they're going to...
Wren under pressure, and down he goes as he tried to step up to make the tackle.
Run faked the ball left, went back to his right, was pulled up, wanted to go straight up the field after he tucked it, but there was nowhere to go. There's the fake inside. He pulls up and tries to go straight up the field, but he was tripped up. They'll have to punt it away.
Back deep for Wyoming area, that is George Beck. Flags fly on this one. And it looks like by the look of the Wyoming area team that penalty is going to be against the Grenadiers.
Yeah, we had movement on GAR inside, so they'll try punting again. Their kicking game on punting game has been an adventure for them here this evening, and looks like Wyoming area is going to end up with pretty good field position again.
Paul Jefferson does the punting for the Grenadiers. Take a bounce, go out of bounds at the 50. That's where Wyoming area will have it with 9:38 to go. Good field position to begin their first drive of the second half.
And if your offense is run-oriented, obviously good field position is what you want. You do not want to run 13 or 14 running plays from your own 10 or 15-yard line. It's hard to do that without making a mistake, whether it be a fumble, something along those lines. So they have 50 yards to go right now for a touchdown in a run-oriented offense, and that's very likely.
Pitch to Beck. George Beck back to the line of scrimmage. Maybe.
Ran the toss to Beck to the left side. GAR really is getting up the field. First down, nets nothing. You have a 2nd and 11. Again, you look at your playbook in 2nd and 11. There aren't a lot of plays there, so you want the first down to be a positive yardage down.
Especially if you're a run-oriented team like Wyoming area is. So Stellicone's got now a 2nd and 11. He will throw this pass and looking for his receiver, Kostick, who splits the tailback slot time with Beck. That was overthrown, though. And Jeff was open.
He had him open. Kostick outran the first defender. The safety man was coming over. Stellicone just couldn't drop the ball between the underman and the safety man. So it was incomplete.
Paul Marenka's offense trying to pick up a first down here. Third period. 7-6 Wyoming Area. Stellicone will zip this one incomplete and no flag. That pass was intended for David Sullivan.
Sullivan ran a curl ball inside. He was the wide receiver. The inside receiver went out and up. Here's the replay. Quarterback sprinted. He tried to hit Sullivan on the curl ball. Very close to pass interference.
Our statistician, Jim Shappert, is demanding a flag on that play. No penalty called on that one. Marianacci to punt it away. Had a 61-yarder earlier. Oh, and this is a beauty. Very high. Fair catch by Myers at the 25-yard line. We'll take a break. 8:43 to go. It's still a 1-point lead for Wyoming Area.
Fords cost less. Interstate 81 to exit 56. 1 mile on Main Street to Dixon City and Gibbons Ford.
You might fly over all our 200,000 miles of pipeline and never find a leak. But if you did, a sharp eye would spot a spill. You might smell something unusual or hear a strange sound. If any of these things happen, avoid making sparks, leave quickly on foot, and call the police and pipeline companies. Remember, be pipeline smart. Be pipeline safe.
Mark and Sherry Evans invite you to experience the warm, cozy feeling of the Countryside Family Restaurant. From the moment you walk in, you'll discover a unique smoke-free atmosphere full of country charm and hometown service. Breakfast is prepared like Mom used to make on those lazy Sunday mornings. Daily lunch and dinner specials with homemade soup and luscious desserts. You'll discover why so many people love and enjoy the experience of the Countryside Family Restaurant and keep coming back again and again. The Countryside Family Restaurant, Route 3 Drums.
First play for GAR is a pitch to Mr. Myers.
They ran a toss play to the left. He really picked up about 2 yards on it.
And here's Myers again on a draw play, and Dave Myers brought down to the turf. He is going to be close to a first down.
Ran a sprint draw variation to the right. Wren sprinted to his right. Myers sat the ball and then cut it back. Picked up about. It's going to be 3rd and 1 for GAR.
Tight formation here for Wren and company. 3rd and 1. And they will give it to Myers, who's going to pick up the first down.
Tell you what, Towns was in the backfield. He just missed the tackle. Myers was able to get the first down, but Towns came in from the middle linebacker spot for Wyoming Area. Just barely missed. Here's the replay. The reason he missed, he went to his right, and he had to run a little bit of a loop to get there. If he would have come straight up the field, that play may have not been a successful play.
As it is, though, it's a first down at the 36, nearing the 7-minute mark. And they'll try the sweep to the near side, and there's nothing there at all. Puglisi will tackle Myers, and that is going to be a tackle for a loss.
Also, Urban was there. Good job at the defensive end. They tried to run a counter back at him. They're supposed to run that inside of him right there. But they did not kick him out, and he was able to make the tackle for a loss. So we're going to have 2nd and about 14 for GAR. Excellent defensive play.
Boy, both teams are really struggling on first down. Wren will put it in the air. Man open, and that is Myers, and a tremendous tackle on the far side of the field by Pat Ritz.
Ritz did a nice job there. Nice about 5 or 6 yards, but they're going to have a 3rd and long, 3rd and about 7. There's the throw by Wren. The ball got there. Myers wasn't able to make a move once he caught the ball because the Ritz was on him right now. 3rd and about 7 for GAR.
Under 6 to go. Wren Gonna go long. He's got a man open. DeGraffenried Reed cannot hang on. Oh, goodness.
Nice throw by Wren. One of the reasons DeGraffenried Reed couldn't hang on, he was going to his right. The ball came back over his left shoulder. He turned around. Wren's able to run around back there, find some time, finally throw this thing. Now watch, he's going to come back and come back to his left, and the ball hits him on the left shoulder. He just couldn't find the football. Wren has a strong arm, Conio.
He's shown that strong arm a couple of times. That kick was almost blocked. Beck fields it out of bounds, and we'll get to the 31, where Wyoming Area will take over.
Beck did a nice job fielding the punt. Could have been another 10 to 15 yards the way that ball was rolling. So Beck got there and picked it up, even though he fell down.
Again, a reminder, next weekend, 2 more football games here on WYLN. We begin with a Big 11 matchup at Dunmore and Scranton Prep. That's next Friday night on WYLN. And then Saturday at 1:30, the Battle of the Bishops. O'Reilly and Hafey, Saturday afternoon at 1. Both games live and exclusively here on WYLN. First down running play for the Warriors that will net. Beck on the run.
Yeah, it really isn't going to net much, Conio. They tried to run it to the right side, and he picked up maybe a yard at the most. So we're looking at 2nd and 9 for Wyoming Area. One of the things that Wyoming Area might look at is that quick ball to Sullivan on first down. You pick up 6, 7, 8 yards. That makes your running game easier to run once you get to 2nd down if you have 5 yards instead of 9.
Stellicone in trouble, will fire. A pass is going to be caught. Far side of the field. That's enough to move the sticks. Dragging tacklers. They'll move the chains.
Threw it off of Stellicone, threw it off of play action. GAR had 2 players up the field. They bothered Stellicone. Still made a real nice throw to Ritz, and then Ritz did the rest once he caught the ball to pick up the first down.
13-yard pickup by Pat.
There you see the replay. He ran for about 6 or 7 yards once he had the catch.
Marianacci under center for Wyoming Area. And he will hand off to Beck, who is trying to spin out of the tackle of Paul Jefferson, but Paul is there, and again, another first down play that does not net a few yards, and here's another look.
He reverses out, gives the second back through. Now Stellicone's back on the field as the quarterback. I don't know whether that one play was something, equipment or something like that with Stellicone, but Marianacci was in, Stellicone back.
No gain. 2nd and 10. Pump fake. Going deep. Incomplete. And a Ritz and players were bumping on this sideline. Stellicone is lucky he got that pass away.
Yeah, he had pressure from the outside. Looks like they brought an outside blitz, and he really is lucky he got rid of the ball. Here's the right there pump fake. He drops right from the right side of your screen right there. Stellicone was not hit, but he was hurried.
Brings up a and 10. 7-6 Wyoming Area lead. Happy that you could join us on WYLN. Deep drop for Stellicone. Wants to set up the screen pass. He's in all kinds of trouble, and he is going to go down.
Looks like he wanted to throw middle screen, and nothing materialized.
Davies on the sack.
John Davies did a good job along with 2 or 3 of his teammates putting pressure, and he finally brought Stellicone to the turf. So we're going to have a 4th and very long, and they're going to have to punt it away.
4th and 25 coming up. You see the time remaining in this ball game. Fred Mariachi doing the punting for Wyoming Area. That's a good one, too. Myers will take it. And Myers tackled immediately. Nice special teams play by David.
Sullivan did an excellent job on special teams. It was a pretty decent punt. He was down the field right away. Myers tried to get to the corner. Here we see the replay, but Sullivan was there to make the tackle. There you see Myers right there. He wants to get some depth now to try to get to the outside. Sullivan does not allow that.
The key for the returner there is to make the first man miss. If you can do that, you're probably going to have a successful run.
The
Myers
other part to that is Sullivan was down the field very quickly. You have to have somebody blocking him.
Lance Wren wants to set up a screen. Will do so on the far side of the field. We've seen this play several times by both teams. Jefferson catching that pass, and that's going to be a pickup of about 2.
Wren took a very deep drop. Wanted to see things materialize a little quicker. It did not materialize, so he held on to it a little longer than maybe he wanted to. To Jefferson. Number 33 for Wyoming Area did an excellent job. Brian Urban getting over and making the tackle.
Second and 8. Wren will fire. Myers completion. He will be close to the first down, tackled by Mariachi.
More quickly, the back then can turn it up faster and get it up the field. He held on to the ball just a little too long there. Drops the ball to Myers. Myers turned and was hit almost immediately, so they're going to have a 3rd and 1. But again, Myers a little quicker. Myers could turn it up and maybe do some damage.
Wren getting the play from the sidelines. Crucial 3rd down here for the Grenadiers. Graffenried in motion. The handoff. No, sir. Myers did not make it. Let's go down to the sideline. Marty Burns.
Okay, guys, after that sack on defense, B.J. Shipkowski came over to the sidelines holding the back part of his left leg. He's being attended to by the doctor right now. I'll get a report from the doctor as soon as he's done looking over B.J., but B.J. is out of the play right now with an leg. Back to Canio and Joe.
Canio Paccioni made a great play in the last play to stop GAR from getting that first down.
Stellacone still on his feet. B.J. Stellacone out of bounds. They're going to mark him at about the 30 of GAR.
Special teams, punt team, really coverage. First man down was blocked. Stellacone got to the corner, picks up big yardage.
Now Stellacone has to catch his breath.
And also they're starting their offense from the 30-yard line, which really is a great place to be.
39-yard pickup by Stellacone. Paul Maranka's team leads by 1. Both teams have scored a touchdown. GAR went for 2 and missed that 2-point conversion. 25 ticks left here in the 3rd period. Stellacone will try to keep it. Still on his feet and is going to get tackled by Myers.
Both teams are trying to run that waggle look where they make a fake and then they try to get outside. Both teams defensively are doing an excellent job of getting people up the field to turn the quarterback inside, and then other from the defense can make the tackle.
We've completed 3 quarters here at Wilkes-Barre's Memorial Stadium. 7-6 Wyoming Area with the lead. Back with the 4th quarter after this.
Looked around, but you can't find a car dealer who's willing to listen to you? And even your friends can't help you find one? Hey, come to Tom Hetzer Chevrolet BMW. We do things differently. Life's riskiest endeavor is kayaking the Snake River. But for most of us, the greatest risk is buying a used car without a good warranty. Come to Tom Hetzer Chevrolet BMW. We have the best warranties in town.
Electricity can be extremely dangerous if not handled safely, so play it safe. Hayden Electric has been providing a safe and reliable service to residential, commercial, and industrial communities for over 20 years.
I would like to thank all our customers for making us one of Northeast Pennsylvania's leading electrical contractors for over 20 years.
Go ahead. Challenge us.
Ready for the fourth period between Wyoming Area and it is still a 7-6 lead. Same score we had at halftime, and the Warriors and the Grenadiers basically playing field position in that third period, and right now the Warriors have got a second down and 12 from GAR's 32. There is a look at B.J. Shapkowski, who is trying to walk off, apparently was spiked in the back of his right leg. Hopefully he'll be okay. Key player for the Grenadiers. Second and 12. Stellicone has to pitch it quickly to Beck. Beck is going to be tackled after maybe a pickup of two. Chet Haddow helped on the tackle.
Wyoming Area runs a little option of their own. You see him with the speed option pitching. Beck makes a play out of this one. Really, there wasn't much there. It's 3rd and 10. Both defenses playing very well right now, Conio.
Real well.
Third
after
quarter,
we get these statistics.
rushing minus 18 yards for Wyoming Area, nothing for GAR. Passing 13 yards for Wyoming Area, GAR 17. We have 12 yards of offense in the third quarter.
Unbelievable. 3rd and 10. Stellicone looking to throw. Now having to just basically throw it away as he was under all kinds of pressure. 4th down. So now the real good field position the Wyoming Area had, unless they go for it here in 4th down, is going to be wasted, basically.
You have a couple of things. Number one, does their place kicker have enough leg to try a 47-yard field goal? Probably not. Number two, if you punt into the end zone, you pick up 10 yards. So you probably say to yourself, let's go for the first down. You need to get to the 20-yard line. Is there a play in your playbook, 10-yard out, something along those lines? Let's see what Wyoming Area comes up with.
Well, it's a 4th and Wyoming Area is going for it. Stellicone looking, firing, caught. Padaritz tiptoes out of bounds. That's going to be enough to move the chains. To the sidelines we go. Here's Marty Burns.
Okay, guys, the update on B.J. Shapkowski is he just re-entered the huddle now. This is his first play back. They said he got spiked in the back of the left leg. During the break, he was stretching, getting himself ready, but he just re-entered the huddle now. Back up to Conio and Coach DeMelfi.
14 yards out, and they picked up the first down. Nice throw by Stellicone. Nice catch by Ritz right on the sideline. Here it is. There's the throw. Good delivery. Nice catch. Went up for it, brought it down.
Ritz is 6'4", 190, and a senior. Handoff up the middle to the 5-yard line. Goes Jeff Kostick, and a 1st and goal for the Warriors.
Kostick just powered his way down to the 5-yard offensive line. Again, they ran off that left side where Towns is located. The hole, and they were able to pick up a first down. They have 1st and goal from the 4, maybe just inside the 5-yard line.
12-yard gain, moves the ball inside the 5. 10:39 to go in the 4th. The Warriors trying to expand this 7-6 lead. Flag is down, and so is, I believe, George Beck.
I think if the umpire throws it there, it looks like it might be a hold on the offense.
Excuse me, that was Kostick. And it is a holding penalty, and it is against Wyoming Area. Paul Marenka cannot like that.
Well, I think what it does is it moves you back 10 yards. So now you have the first down over, but it's 1st and 15 instead of 1st and goal. And it's 1st and goal from the 15 instead of 2nd and goal from the 2 or 3 yard line. So there's not a coach in the country that would like that. maybe Steve Spurrier, because that opens up the field a little bit. He can throw the ball.
That's true.
We're not looking at a throwing offense.
As long as Paul Marenka is walking on the sidelines for Wyoming Area, you're right. They will run, and they will run, and then they will run again.
Although they used the first down a couple of plays ago.
On a 4th and 10 to Aritz, the tight end. Stelicone under pressure again, fires again to the 4. It's caught by Aritz.
On the sideline again, nice throw by Stelicone, nice catch. Again, we're back at the 4. Here's the Stelicone sprinting to the corner. Catch. Myers is right there on defense, but it was a good throw. That's the kind of throw, Canio, it's either caught or it's incomplete. Not a chance for that to be intercepted.
2nd and goal from inside the 5. Warriors up 7-6. Great game tonight from Wilkes-Barre's Memorial Stadium. Stelicone will try to go around, and he's in. Touchdown, Warriors.
Makes the fake to the right side, keeps it himself, takes it all the way in for the score.
The extra point, if successful, will make it a 14-6 lead with 10 minutes and 3 seconds to go. To attempt the extra point. Very down, up, and good. 10:03 left. The lead for Wyoming Area is 8.
Hi, this is Jim Boyle, inviting you to join me for Your Town, Hazleton. On this month's program, we'll be talking about FunFest 97, the Greater Hazleton Children's Museum, and the Broad Street Business Exchange. Please join us for Your Town, Hazleton, exclusively on WYLN.
Mita didn't invent the copier, but we perfected it. The new Mita DC8090 is the only copier that staples here and hole punches here, that collates letter and legal. The only copier that collects documents and resets originals automatically, so you don't have to stand around.
Your area Mita dealer, Tri-County Business Machines, 117 East Broad Street in Hazleton.
We are back in Wilkes-Barre. From Wyoming Area have themselves a 14-6 lead with Marty Burns and Joe DeMelfi. I'm Canio Costanzo. Paul Marenka's team has now got themselves an 8-point lead with 10 minutes and 3 seconds to go. Lance Wren and the rest of the offense for GAR needs to have some success on this drive. Isaiah Walker out of bounds at the 25.
I think one of the things GAR cannot become impatient. They need to. We're going to go back and look at the touchdown by Stelicone. He's going to reverse out, go to his right, make the fake to the tailback, and then take it in himself as he turns it up the field, finds that goal line. As I was saying, Canio, GAR cannot become impatient here. They have 9:57. Just have to work the clock, work the sideline. They need to throw the ball effectively, I think, on early downs.
Pitch. Here's that trick play. Jefferson trying to go deep. Incomplete. During the break, we said possible chance for maybe a trick play, and that's exactly what we saw. And we've got a couple of players injured. Stelicone is down, as is Rich Griffin.
Griffin was the intended receiver. Stelicone was a defender. I didn't see a lot of collision, but obviously there was. They run a toss pass. They toss it to Jefferson. He pulls up, throws back, and there you see Stelicone going up. It looks like they just both went hard to the turf there.
We'll come back to Wilkes-Barre's Memorial Stadium, but first, these words.
Remember when you weren't concerned about losing your hair? Dr. Mark Albert of the Medical Hair Transplant Center offers the affordable and virtually pain-free solution to hair loss. This procedure uses the patient's own hair, which is genetically programmed to continually grow, giving you the dense, natural appearance you've been looking for. Dr. Albert has had the procedure himself, so he can answer all your questions in a free consultation. So feel good about yourself again. Call the Medical Hair Transplant Center today at 1-800-424-HAIR.
Over the last 150 years, all kinds of companies that said they'd be there when you needed them didn't stand up to their promises. That's life. Our policy of thoughtful, prudent investing has kept us, well, a pillar of strength for the last... That's New York Life, the company you keep.
Call George R. Shady, registered representative in Scranton, Wilkes-Barre, and Hazleton.
Want to remind you a couple of games next week here on WYLN, the only place where you can see live high school football action in northeastern and central Pennsylvania. Big 11 matchup, Dunmore and Scranton Prep. Live coverage from Lackawanna County Stadium at 7 o'clock. And then Saturday afternoon, a 1:30 kickoff between Bishop O'Reilly and Bishop Hayfie from Maple Manor in Hazleton. So 2 games next weekend here on WYLN. Very important player for Wyoming area. Stella Cone gingerly walking off.
Like somebody, the GAR player had hurt his ankle going down. Stella Cone, don't know whether he twisted his ankle also when he was going down. Just went hard, as I said before, went down hard on the turf.
Up to Graffenried's going to go in motion, and Wren going to look to put this one up. Has the time and had a receiver coming back to him. Walker, it's incomplete.
We have a late flag by the referee. I don't know whether it's roughing the passer or personal foul. Let's take a look.
Roughing the passer. Oh, that's a big penalty. Paul Marenka told us going into the locker room have to stay away from those penalties, and the Warriors had too many going into the locker room, and this is a killer.
One of the things you hate to see as a coach is to give the other team a first down based on a penalty for unsportsmanlike or a personal foul. Looked like the Wyoming area player late went after the quarterback for GAR. 8 penalties against Paul Marenka's squad. If this is a real costly one, it'll certainly keep him up tonight. Wren. Under pressure, firing. And Walker could not hang on. But Wren has to pick himself up off the turf. Wren made a pretty nice throw there under a lot of pressure. He had 2 or 3 Wyoming area players right on top of him. He sprinted to his left, as you see right there. Throws the ball to the sideline. Walker just could not hang on to the ball. So almost a great catch by Isaiah Walker. And he put it in a good place. It was low. Walker just couldn't hang on to it. Don Farrell is now into the ball game for GAR as Walker exits. 2nd down now for GAR on the 40 of the Grenadiers. They trail by 8, 14-6. Wren under more pressure, fires. Oh, that was dangerously thrown. De Graffenried was the intended receiver. Rich Mashinsky was the defender on that play for the Warriors. In the backfield is Paccioni again for Wyoming area. That gives you an idea about Wren's arm strength. He was going backwards when he threw that ball, and he still was able to gun it to the receiver, just couldn't hold on to the ball. Grenadiers' offensive line needs to give the junior quarterback more time to throw. Here comes a 3rd down play for the Grenadiers. Down by 8. Wren will throw it. He's under pressure again. He'll fire across the middle, and that is going to go incomplete. De Graffenried, the intended receiver, and Wren was hit again. Again, he's under heavy pressure. Really not having much time to throw. Let's go down to Marty Burns.
Okay, guys, I just got done talking to the doctor for Wyoming area. B.J. Stellacone, he hit the back of his head on the turf when he went up for that pass. Doc said that he was just stunned for a minute, and that he's all right. He checked him out fully, and he gave the Coach Maranka the okay to put him back in. So back up to Canio and Joe.
The replay of the last play, Wren throwing that ball under heavy pressure from Williamson. Good play by the Wyoming area defensive back, Yushinsky.
Punt that's going to be fielded by George Beck. His feet. Finally, we'll go down about the 42-yard line.
Now, this is where you want your running game to kick in. You have 9:14. You're ahead by 8 points. 9:14 left in the ball game. Let's start a drive that will take up 6 or 7 minutes. That's what you would like to do, and that's what run-oriented offenses should be able to do.
Well, the run-oriented offense of the Wyoming area Warriors, they have themselves a 14-6 lead here in the fourth. Tell you what, we've seen two tremendous ball games. Last Saturday night, West Scranton eking out a win against Myers, and now Wyoming area trying to do the same to the other city school in Wilkes-Barre, GAR. Running play straight up the gut. Jeff Kostick will go. Kostick all the way. Touchdown, Wyoming area.
One of the things the running game will do, if you bang it up in there enough, you get the defense a little tired. Kostick and Beck both have run well tonight. Kostick breaks that all the way for the touchdown.
58 yards on that one. That might do it for GAR.
58-yard CD run. 34,
I think one of the things on defense you stress all the time is wrap your arms when you tackle. I don't know how many times coaches across the nation have said that. There's a good example of a team not wrapping their arms when they're tackling.
Marianacci for the extra point. Up and no good. 20-6, our score with 9:02 left.
When you're injured and you need a lawyer, ask them if they represent insurance companies. We don't. Ask if they're on retainer with a large corporation. We're not. And ask if they'll represent hospitals. We won't. You see, people are our only concern and our only clients. So call us. There's no obligation. We're Cephalo and Associates, the people's law firm, and we like it that way.
Time. You never seem to have enough of it. Gotta go here, gotta be there. So when do you have time to bank? Midnight? Sunday morning? Why not? At Mellon,
Thank you for calling.
we offer 24-hour telephone banking services. Lots of ATMs, full-service offices, plus Insulaco supermarket offices open 7 days a week. Sound convenient? Call 1-800-MELLON-24 and find out how you can bank where you want, when you want. Mellon Bank.
Well, Paul Maranka expanded this lead 20-6, and the Grenadiers now have a little bit of work to do with 9 minutes and 2 seconds left.
That was a good drive. 58 yards it covered. It only covered 12 seconds. So
Isaiah Walker corralled at the 22. Here's a look at that touchdown run.
this is the end of the run. You see Kostick. He's already broken the line of scrimmage. A couple of GAR players have missed tackles. Again, he ran through a couple of defenders and takes it in for the score.
And we've got an injured Warrior on the field, lying at about the 28-yard line. Well, the Warriors, with what might be a comfortable lead at this point in time, certainly you don't want the injury bug to hit, and that's a key player for Wyoming area.
Paccioni has played well for Wyoming area. He's rushed the passer well several times. He's made a couple tackles. Looks like they're looking at his ankle right now.
8:57 to go. We'll take a break and come back after this.
Don't go back to school until you've been to Quint's Army and Navy in downtown Scranton. Quint's has the coolest prices in town on everything in the store. Levi's jeans just $24.95. JanSport backpacks only $19.95. And Levi's 550 shorts only $23.95. And as always, save on Quint's huge inventory of work clothes, shoes, military BDUs, camping supplies, and more. So don't get your back-to-school stuff anywhere else but Quint's, or you'll probably pay too much. Quint's Army and Navy in downtown Scranton.
Tonight's game on WYLN is brought to you by Hart Medical Center. Dr. Kerrigan and the staff at Hart Medical Center, located at 476 Hazel Street in Wilkes-Barre, are happy to be a sponsor of local high school football.
For 35 years, Peace Corps volunteers around the world have been helping people help themselves. Peace Corps, for 35 years, changing America and changing the world.
Grenadiers try to go for the home run ball on their first play.
Wren throws the ball down the field. Looked like he was open. He just underthrew it. So we have 2nd and 10 from their own 20, GAR's own 20.
Wren will fire and have this picked off by a Ritz. Out of bounds at about the 20-yard line.
Ritz has played a very good ball game, made a couple of key catches offensively for Wyoming Area, and here he comes up with a big interception on a ball in the flat.
There is a penalty marker on the play.
The replay being shown now. He's trying to get the ball to the flat, and Ritz goes up high.
That flag was against personal foul, so this will even move the ball closer to the GAR goal line. By the way, there is a look at Pacchioni, who was injured, but he walked off just as we were going into break.
One of the things about a personal foul late in the ball game when you're behind, it's usually a foul that's committed out of frustration. Something as a coach you do not like to see. You lose your composure a little bit, but Wyoming Area, great field position here with 8:40 left in the ball game.
Stellicone will just hand the ball up to Kostick, fighting his way, and he's in. Touchdown, Wyoming Area, and that could do it.
Great run by Kostick. He just took the ball up the middle, second man through, and he was not in the end zone. GAR the last 2 series really haven't tackled well. Kostick takes it in for the score.
Warriors marching band making some noise on that far side of the field, but it is very quiet on the side of the field where we are, inside a typing room in Myers High School. The extra is no good. 20-point lead for Wyoming Area with 8:34 to go and the replay.
Here's the replay. Stellicone reversing out, giving to Kostick, second back through. Finds a crack right there and just runs into the end zone for the score. Kostick and Beckett played very well today behind a pretty good offensive line. Wyoming Area has opened up some holes for their backs.
By the way, we have one of our cameras set up in the backyard of the Pappas family, and there is, I believe that is Carol Lee Vitro manning that camera, and we thank the Pappas family, who every time we come here to Wilkes-Barre's Memorial Stadium, they're kind enough to allow our camera people to set up, and also want to thank the folks here at Myers High School for once again allowing us to use this typing room for our announcing booth. We got a lot of room here.
Yep.
Chalkboard to work on if we like, and if we want to work on theirs here, if we want to practice maybe some of our typing. I know you're a little rusty on your typing skills, but maybe we'll go over that after the game.
A little rusty. I don't know that typing was a course that I ever took. Probably just as well. I think one of the things now as a coach, you talk to your team about playing with some pride, trying to get the ball in the end zone, don't give up, And it's only the second game of the season, so you need to instill that in your football team so that it carries over for the rest of the year.
Walker at the 10. Walker up the middle, and he won't get to the 20. Swarmed under. Marianacci, one of those players.
Marianacci was down, made a great tackle on Walker right around the shoulder pads. Walker really didn't have anywhere to go, and he took him to the turf. Marianacci is the backup quarterback. You don't find backup quarterbacks making tackles like that.
You don't have a lot of kickers doing that either.
No, he's also their place kicker and punter.
How many kickers have you had that were one of the first men downfield?
Well, most of them were 5'5", about 135 pounds, so...
They didn't get involved in that physical play. Hand off to the far side of the field, and that's Myers running the ball. He gets out of bounds.
One of the things you tell your defense is don't let the back get out of bounds, keep the clock running. But Myers was able to step out of bounds to stop the clock, so they have second and about 8 from the 20-yard line.
8:20 remaining. Wyoming Area has broken open what was a close game, and now they have a 20-point lead here in the fourth. And Lance Wren and the Grenadiers have a lot of work to go. DeGraff and Reed in motion. They pitch the ball to Myers, trying to get to the outside. Slips a tackle, finally down. Oritz, one of those players who helped get him to the ground. You look at the GAR cheerleaders. Unfortunately for the home team, they have not had a lot to cheer about, especially here in the second half.
They ran a toss play to the right side, and really there was nowhere to go. The back, Myers, ran more sideline to sideline than he did up the field, and finally he tripped. So it's 3rd and 10 for GAR.
Wren pumps and now will go down.
Yeah, they had 2 receivers out, both well covered. He had no one to throw to, so he pulled it down. They're going to have to punt it away.
Wren had time this time.
Right, he had time. He stopped, set up, wanted to throw down the middle, but the backer was under that throw, so he pulled it down.
Anthony Roman helping out with that tackle, and a 4th down upcoming. Brian Wolcott and George Becker back deep. Very high snap there. Was that ball touched by Wolcott?
He's going after it.
Finally, I believe Oritz, who has made a lot of big plays for Wyoming Area, falls on it.
He's been all over the field. Excellent night for Oritz, both offensively and defensively.
Kick was recovered by
Ball was touched by Wolcott. He was going after it. The GAR players did the right thing. They tried to get him away for Wyoming Area. Fell on the ball, so they'll have it at about the 27-yard line.
And B.J. Stellicone, apparently his night is over with.
Marianacci is now quarterbacking. Number 12.
As Marianacci is now going to come in to quarterback. Warriors with a comfortable 20-point lead in the 4th quarter.
They come out with an I formation tight wing, and they're just going to try to use that clock.
P.J. Regis. Nice hole there for P.J., and he will pick up about 8 on his first carry of the evening.
Running off the left side again. Reverses out, gives it the second back through. They ran it off the left side. Good hole. Picked up about 8 yards, as you had mentioned, Conio. So use the clock. Don't take any chances with it.
Pugliese and Regis are the backs, and they are in the I. Flags down, and somebody moved for Wyoming Area.
I think the tight wing was standing up, And when he was going down, they snapped the ball, which is illegal. That is a motion to go against the Wyoming area. You have some of the second tier players in Nacanio, so they don't get as many reps in practice. So they make mistakes that normally may not be made. Also a little nervousness. Some of the players are trying to show what they can do when they're into the ball game, and that can lead to some penalties also.
Well, if you're Charlie Fick, last week tough loss at Central Columbia. They come home, and this game is a lot closer than the score indicates, but the Grenadiers are going to go 0-2. Regis again will try the left side.
They run a short toss play to the left side. He turns it up, picks up a couple of yards. They have a third and... There's the replay. He tries to ducks inside and try to go outside with it. Wasn't a whole lot there.
Abraham looking at George Abraham, and he helped out on that tackle. Third and about 5. Marianacci's going to keep it. Still on his feet. Flag is down. Marianacci is also down. If the penalty is against GAR, the Warriors can decline it because that was enough for a first down, but no, it's going to be.
She made the fake to the second back through, then tried to bounce outside. Someone was blocking on the corner, and they grabbed the GAR man's jersey, so they got him for a hold. So we'll have a third and about 15 for Wyoming area.
Up the Warriors next week, taking on Bishop Holman. GAR will travel to Mountaintop and take on Crestwood. But Paul Marenka has got to be feeling good about this team. Started a little bit slowly, but really poured it on late. Marianacci's going to throw this ball on third down. Wait.
Excuse me, Connie. He threw it to the sideline, which is the best place to throw it if you're going to throw the football in that situation. He overthrew it, so we'll have a fourth down. GAR will get the ball back.
4:22 to go.
Let's go.
20-point lead for Wyoming area. It was 7-6 at halftime. Angled kick that's going to go out of bounds, and the Grenadiers will have good field position.
One of the things, Coneo, here you think about if you're GAR, taking the ball down the field, you want to try to get it into the end zone as quickly as possible, come back and maybe try that onside kick.
I want to remind you that tonight's game here on WYLN is brought to you by Aunt Sarah's Kitchen, 495 South Main Street in Wilkes-Barre, proud to be a sponsor of local high school football for great food, great service, and a great environment. Stop into Aunt Sarah's Kitchen. Also brought to you by Kelly's Auto Tag Service, authorized messenger, 1183 Wyoming Avenue in Exeter, and by Patty's Sports Bar. Lunch and early bird specials, happy hour 4 to 6. Don't forget, Monday Night Football with their special stadium menu. Patty's, the place for sports fans and fine food fans alike. Here's a look at that last play.
Right, this is GAR's first play. Ren, short sprint, pulls up, throws it in the flat. It's complete. The Ritz makes the tackle, so they have a second and about 7. We have a penalty. Might be a time. More now substitution
against Wyoming area.
I think what they're trying to do is get some players in the game at this point, and that was an illegal substitution. We had talked about this rule. being instituted this year, and being called a lot.
It is. We saw it several times last night when we had Nativity in Shenandoah Valley, and last week West Scranton Myers called several times. Here is Paul Jefferson. Jefferson taking over for Harold Jackson at that fullback spot. Moves some Warriors and will move the chains to the 25 of Wyoming Area.
Here's the replay. They run a short trap, give the ball to Jefferson. He takes it up the field. He has some running ability. Hard to bring down, picks up the first down.
6'1", 230, and he is only a sophomore. And he'll get the ball again. Not much that time, as a plethora of Warriors bring him to the turf.
Yeah, Wyoming Area got to the ball very quickly there.
Brian Wolcott.
Wolcott did a nice job. He was up at the line of scrimmage and made the tackle, along with a host of other Wyoming Area players.
So the Warriors looking to go 2-0 on the season. A winner last week at home against Pocono Mountain, and they will go on the road and beat a very good GAR team. Wren under pressure again and goes down again, and that is going to be a late hit on Wyoming Area.
Yeah, again, that's a case of a young player, enthusiastic, makes a late hit. Referee Frank D'Angelo right there makes the call.
Here's the replay.
You see Wren dropping back, sidesteps, can't get the ball away, and right there you see the Wyoming Area player coming in late. Coach Marenka is just giving him a lesson in football. Penalty at some point can hurt you badly, although it probably won't in this ball game, but it can. And I think he made his point to the young man.
Wyoming Area has not been hurt by their penalties tonight, despite 12 flags against Wyoming Area for 107 yards. Wren cutting it up by the 15 to the 14-yard line. 12 penalties for 107 yards, and Wyoming Area is going to win this ball game by 20.
Yeah, Brian Urban for Wyoming Area does a good job of scraping. Right here you'll see 33 right there. He doesn't make the tackle, but he slows Wren down and trips him up.
Under 2 minutes to go here in Wilkes-Barre at Memorial Stadium. The home team down by 20. Wren under more pressure, and he's going to be dragged down by Pacchioni.
He wanted to run the tailback screen to Nichols on the left side. Nichols got tied up inside. One of the Wyoming Area people. Here's the replay. There you see Wren looking, nothing there, and has to take the sack. I think at that point you just unload it, throw it over somebody's head over to the sideline so you can stop the clock and not have to take a 15 or 20-yard sack.
Real big loss there. The ball is going to be marked now at the 30. See the time remaining in this ball game. Wren looking to go to the end zone and almost intercepted by Masinski.
Had a lot of air under that ball. Both the Wyoming Area defenders, Masinski and the other player, were able to get under it. So we'll have a third down. About 25 or 30 for the first down. GAR at this point, I think they just put it in the end zone. There you see the throw by Wren. And a lot of air under it, and the defenders had the chance to get up under it.
Intended receiver on that play was Don Farrell. 3 receivers now. Trips to the near side of the field. Wren, very deep drop. Will throw it out. Bowls his way and is thrown out of bounds by David Claus.
They ran the screenplay to the side of the trips. They ran all 3 receivers deep down the field, took some of the defenders out of there. dropped it off to Jefferson, picked up some yardage. They're going to have a 4th down, I believe. Here's the replay, and you see the trips, and then they just dropped the ball to Jefferson in the flat. Picked up good yardage, but down about 13 or 14 for the first. They have 27 seconds left. I'm sure they want to try to get it into the end zone.
Wren looking to go into the end zone, and that is going to be incomplete, almost intercepted with 21 seconds to go, and that will just about do it for this one.
Randy Herring for Wyoming Area did a nice job knocking the ball down. So Wyoming Area takes possession at the 19, and they need to run one play, I believe, here, end the ball game.
Now, Palmarenko was not thrilled after that first win against Pocono Mountain. Interesting to hear his comments after this one on just how happy he is with the performance of the Warriors.
I think he could be happy with his running game overall. And I'll tell you what, Stellicone threw the ball. He had a couple, Rich had a couple nice catches, as did Sullivan. I think he won't be happy about 12 penalties.
No, he won't be happy with that at all. He hands it off to Regis.
Ball is carried by Regis.
And that's going to do it. Wyoming Area is going to go 2-0 on the season. Palmarenko's team knocks off the Grenadiers. Final score 2-6. We will take a break. Have more from Wilkes-Barre's Memorial Stadium after this.
Smart business means staying ahead of the competition, and an efficient computer system is the best way to accomplish this goal. At TR Associates, we feature fully warranted, state-of-the-art computer hardware. And as you grow, we'll be there to upgrade and service your system. TR provides software, maintenance, free consultation, plus endless networking capabilities. To rise above the competition, look to TR Associates, your one clear choice for computers.
So you're looking for a friendly, knowledgeable, dependable auto repair center? Look no further. You've discovered Village Motors, used car and auto repair center. See Ron Minnick at Village Motors for all of your auto repair needs, including state inspections, front-end alignments, tune-ups, and general auto repairs. Plus, check out our fully reconditioned quality pre-owned cars. See Ron at Village Motors. See Ron first. Route 309 South, Hazel Village, between Hazleton and McAdoo.
20-point lead for Wyoming Area. They win this ball game 26-6. Palmarenko is on the sideline. Our own Marty Burns is with him.
Thanks, Connie. I'm with head coach Palmarenko. Coach, you were ahead 7-6 at the half, scored 19 unanswered points, and it looked like you just simply wore down GAR.
Well, second half, we made a couple of adjustments, and I told our kids the first half we made too many mistakes. We went back to playing what we think is Warrior football. We went toe-to-toe, and we started wearing them down. We, I think, straightened out our blocking schemes, and I think our kids ran the ball hard. I think that was the difference in the game.
Well, congratulations, Coach. Good luck next week against Bishop Hoban.
Thank you.
Back up to Conio and Coach Joe DeMelfi.
Okay, Marty Burns, thank you. A reminder, we've got football here on WYLN again tonight. Dunmore and Scranton Prep, both teams at 0-2. Should be a good matchup, though. One of these two teams looking to pick up their first win of the season. We'll have that ball game live at 7 from Lackawanna County Stadium. And then Saturday afternoon, Chris J. The Vikings hosting the Queensmen from Bishop O'Reilly. We'll have this one. Our coverage here on WYLN begins at 1:30. Joe DeMelfi, a final thought.
Good ball game for Wyoming Area. Running game went well. Again, 12 penalties. Can't be happy about that. Coach Fick, 0-2, has to get his GAR Grenadiers back on the right track.
Absolutely. For Marty Burns, Joe DeMelfi, Jim Shepard, our statistician, our director, has been Drexel Wright II. My name is Conio Costanzo, and we will talk to you next Friday night from Lackawanna County Stadium. Good night, everybody.
Ball is finished. The final week of the season kind of tough in the Super 16 countdown with 3 teams losing. 2 of those teams dropped down, 1 dropped out, and that allowed another to drop in. At number 16, it's Montoursville. They are down from 12, losing to unranked Milton 21-7. At 15 is Bishop O'Reilly. The Queensmen, the new countdown kids this week. O'Reilly riding the legs of running back Brian Bellis to a big final game win and 9-1 regular season record. Speaking of records, Bellis breaking the Wyoming Valley mark for points in a season in Friday night's win. Bishop O'Reilly checking in at number 15 in this week's Super 16 countdown. At number 14 is Canton. They're up from 16. 14 last week, 13 this week is Wallenpaupack Area. At 12 is Tri-Valley as they move up from 15. The same as last week at number 11 is Mount Carmel Area. Number 10 is Southern Columbia. They slipped from 5 after a loss to Danville. And the next 5 all moving up 1 each. Number 9 is Dallas. 8, Riverside. 7 is Berwick. Number 6 is Abington Heights. Number 5 is Danville. Easy, Marisa. The Ironmen completing their first unbeaten season since 1962 with an impressive 40-13 win over Southern Columbia. A director called to her, by the way. Danville finishes the regular season at 10-0 and sitting at number 5 in this week's Super 16 countdown. I am impartial. The top 4 remain the same for the 5th straight week. Number 4 is South Williamsport. Wyoming Area. 2, Shenandoah Valley. And number 1, Wyoming Valley West. The Spartans go unbeaten in the regular season for the first time since 1969. They stick at number 1 for the 9th straight week. With the regular season in the can, the Districts 2, 4, and 11 playoffs begin this weekend with 11 games Friday night. The remainder Saturday will be all over the place with the best coverage Friday night on Super 16 Sports Final and Saturday on Newswatch 16 at 11. No surprise here.